we go. There we go. Notifications out. Come on, YouTube update. Show that I'm live. All right, let's go. YouTube showing that I'm live. Good, good, good. All right. Oh, whoops! I accidentally took down the one thing. Back to that. Yeah, it's been a while, and I have been lazy with putting my comics in order, so I need to get that fixed today. And I also got comic dividers, so I finally, this whole time, I just been raw dogging it, putting comics just in long boxes with no dividers. And every time I'd go to, like, every time I got a new comic or something, I need to put it up, I'd have to, like, go through every single long and short box, be like, which one has Green Arrow? But now I finally got comic dividers. So we're gonna be doing that today and talking about whatever, because we just House of Brainiac just ended, so we talk about that. Wolverine ended a couple weeks ago, but I just caught up on it. I was like, I might make a video on it. I was like 15 issues behind on Wolverine, because Wolverine ended with issue 50, and I was like back at like issue 30 something was the last time I had read it, but I still kept getting them. I just didn't read them because I'd fallen off because I didn't really care, and I just caught up on it. So we can talk about that as well. Yes, Jimmy. Jimmy, you're not really helping right now. You're kind of hurting. I'm behind on Captain America, though. I have all the issues. I haven't read all of Captain America because I read like the first couple issues. It was kind of boring, to be honest, which was sad because Captain America's been bad for a while, but J. Michael Straczynski got on it, and I was excited. And then I read the first couple issues, and he's kind of just fixing up an apartment complex, and that's it. And I'm like, I'm kind of bored, but I need to catch up on that. Life's treating you good. Well, it's going pretty good, long boy. How about you, mean? What's up, Brandon? We rocking with the goatee and stash. Just for right now. The goal is to look as hideous as possible, so that's why we're keeping this around right now. But yeah, there's a lot of good comics out right now too. I haven't been able to go to my comic shop this week because I always go on the weekend, and it's just now the weekend. How come you didn't take Wolverine off your pull list? Because Wolverine, for some reason, like they hadn't been giving a comic to, and Wolverine wasn't terrible. It just wasn't like, it was mid. So I didn't take it off my pull list because I was like, maybe it'll get good, because Ben Percy is good sometimes. It ebbs and flows. So that's why I kept it on there, because it would like Ben Percy sometimes will write good comics. And okay, so I guess let's talk about Sabretooth War. So the final two arcs of Wolverine, or I guess kind of three, where there's one involving Beast. Beast went like completely crazy. He was Beast was like the head of X-Force during this Krakoan time. He led X-Force, and he was like the guy back at the base that set up all the missions and everything. And his whole thing was like, if we have to kill 1,000 humans to save one mutant, it's worth it. I'm all about preserving mutants. It's all mutant. Like, mutants are good. Like, I don't care what happens. And he had a bit of butting his heads with Wolverine, because Wolverine, something that I did like that Percy did well, was Wolverine was kind of like the connection between the worlds. When the Krakoa era had happened, a lot of mutants were very much like, we don't really care about the humans as much. Krakoa's lit. We love our mutant brothers and sisters, and that's what we're all about. And Wolverine was the one guy that was like, he had a gate set up so he could go back to the human world. He still had connections to like humans and everything. And he was very much like a man with one foot planted in both worlds. And I like that. I like that how Ben Percy did that. He was like one of the first guys to actually like be like, I'm done with Krakoa. So I thought that was cool. But anyways, Beast cloned Wolverine like a bunch of times. He also cloned himself a bunch of times. And he went after like all these different things and trying to like take people out. And Wolverine ended up stopping him. with some boys, and then that led into like a follow-up arc where Wolverine just teamed up with like a different hero every issue. Like he teamed up with Spider-Man one, with Captain America another, Black Panther another. The Black Panther one's hilarious. I don't know what's going on in the current Black Panther storyline. I don't know if anyone on here is reading Black Panther, or at the time. Granted, this was like 10 issues ago. But he goes to Wakanda because he's got to stop some people. Black Panther like saves him from some guys, saves Wolverine, and he's in full Black Panther gear. And Wolverine's like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "That's Black Panther." What? And he's like, "Don't worry, it's me, T'Challa." And I was like, "What? What?" And they're like, apparently like Black Panther had to go into hiding or something, but his version of hiding is still wearing an entire Black Panther outfit and looking just like Black Panther. So I was so confused. It was hilarious. I don't know what was going on with that. Let me see if I can find a screen cap of that real quick, so I can show you guys. But it was hilarious. I was like, "What? How do they not recognize? Like, it's me, Black Panther." It's like, well, obviously you're wearing your Black Panther getup. I gotta see if I can find a screenshot of this. But then all that led into what was it, like Sabretooth War or whatever, which is a mixed bag. Best part was X-23 getting her face ripped off. That was cool. Enjoyed that. All right, I gotta find this. Also, something that really pissed me off was there wasn't a premiere artist on Wolverine. Like, Wolverine's one of the most popular Marvel characters, and there wasn't a premiere artist on it. It was so weird. Like, it just had kind of like lackluster artists. It's like, what? All right, here, I think I found it. Whoops. Eh. I'll find another part, because there's a second part where like he runs into someone else. They're like, "Who is it?" Like, it's Black Panther. Oh yeah, there. I guess I got it. Alright, hold on. I'm about to show you guys in a second. It had me dying. Alright, there we go. Alright, now let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Alright, so this is when Black Panther saves Wolverine. If you have to take a guess, who do you think this is? If you have to use all your brain power. What's up, Anil? How's it going, Josiah? New Superman Studio. But if you have to take all your brain power, guess who do you think this guy is right here? See? Wolverine's like, "The hell? It is all right, Logan. You might not recognize my costume, but surely you recognize the voice of an old friend, T'Challa. Who else would it be in a big Black Panther costume?" And then later, he fights one of his villains. "Who are you?" And it turns out, like, who do you think it is? It's Black Panther. I was like, what is going on? It had me dying, though. It gave me a good chuckle in reading this. I was like, who else do you think that is? Like, what? Like, see, there's multiple instances of the book where, like, you might not recognize me in this new outfit. This could be anyone. This could be Black Cat, you know? Black and a cat could be Black Cat. You never know. But it's like, oh, really? It's T'Challa? Who would have guessed? But yeah, those team up issues were kind of mid. They were like, eh. And then we got the Sabretooth War, which Sabretooth War, kind of question. Do you think All-Star Superman 2011 anime movie will be used as an inspiration for James Gunn's Superman movie? I don't think the anime movie is. No, the comic is definitely a heavy inspiration from everything he said. Have you watched the anime-inspired show, The Adventures of Superman Season 2? No, I watched the first couple episodes of Season 1. I was thinking about making a video on it, and then I was like, this is just so bad. I really don't want to watch this. But, yeah. So, it was not very good. But yeah, we got War of the Sabretooth with, which was the latest, storyline Wolverine that ended the run at issue 50. And for that, Sabretooth, at the beginning of the Krakoa era, when they were bringing all the, like, there's a lot of evil mutants on Krakoa that are now, like, we're all buddy-buddy with them. Like, Omega Red, for instance, is a part of X-Force. Omega Red is not even close to being a good guy. It's weird that he's part of X-Force. But anyways, Sabretooth, they're like, you're too evil. We're going to send you into, like, the pit of hell. And they throw him into a big pit in Krakoa, which it turns out kind of, like, tortures you every single day. So it's like, I guess the mutants aren't that good of people. But yeah, they sent Sabretooth in there. He escapes. Don't really know how, but they just say he escapes. And he goes throughout the multiverse and recruits a bunch of other Sabreteeth, like different variations of himself, to come and help him take out Logan and the X-Men. It's kind of weird, though, because, spoiler alert, the Sabreteeth turn on Sabretooth. Who would have thought? You think if anyone knows Sabretooth, it's Sabretooth himself, and he'd be like, recruiting a bunch of myselves is not a good idea because we're all going to turn on each other. But no, he's an idiot. And also, it's kind of rehashing what he did the arc before. In the previous arc with Beast cloned himself and a bunch of Wolverines. And when he cloned himself, like, all of himself's versions, like, turned on him. And then we get it repeated with Sabretooth. So it's kind of weird that Ben Percy did the same storyline twice. Kind of like what James Mangold did with the Wolverine movies, where he did the same storyline 2 times in a row with the Wolverine and Logan. What if Wolverine's healing factor didn't work? What if Wolverine's healing factor didn't work again? How do you feel about the new Superman suit emblem? I don't like it. I don't like the Kingdom Come logo. I don't think it's a good logo. The Kingdom Come logo is just meh. But overall, I like the suit. It's just there are some baffling changes with it that I don't really understand. Yeah, I still have it. Yeah, this is the edit. See how much better the edit looks? I pulled up the edit. That's new. Yeah, like, it'll load. All right. Like, I don't like the emblem, and I don't like all the lines or the high collar, but I love the colors. The trunks and the belt look great. The cape looks great. Corn Sweat himself looks great. Hilarious that his name is Corn Sweat. Yeah, so overall, I like the look of it, but there are, like, some weird changes. And, like, the bagginess of it, I'm assuming they'll kind of fix a little bit in post. I actually am excited for the Penguin show, because I love the Batman, and Matt Reeves is pretty solid, so. And that trailer was good, so I'm excited for that. What's up, Josiah? Do you think Nicholas Hoult will be a better version of Lex Luthor? Oh, 100%. There's literally nothing he could do to be worse than Jesse Eisenberg's Lex in Batman v Superman. The worst version of Lex ever. But yeah, the boots look good. Mr. Terrific looks terrific. It's just the over design, like the MCU / New 52-ness of like the over design is kind of dumb, especially again when you have this edit that looks so good. The edit looks so good. Got rid of the high collar, smoothed out all the lines. But yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this. It doesn't even look like an S. I've never liked the Kingdom Come version. But anyways. Back to Sabretooth War. What's been your favorite live action Superman suit thus far? I mean, everyone points it out, but the Brandon Routh Kingdom Come suit is actually really good. As much as I'm not the biggest fan of the Kingdom Come logo, everything else about that suit is spot on. It looks really good. I really like the, other than the fake muscles, I like the Max Fleischer suit that they used in Superman and Lois for that one flashback. That suit looks great, but I hate the fake muscles. The fake muscles are so dumb. Holt's version of the character was the X-Men prequel films. I mean, that more than... Yeah. Was a little bit odd. Man, First Class is so good, though. First Class is still best X-Men team movie. But yeah, Sabretooth War. They brought in Sabretooth's son for part of it. Sabretooth murders Daken. He captures X-23, but then X-23 is the bestest, most badass, bestest Wolverine of all time, so she saves herself, of course. She gets out of there and she's fine. I hate X-23. There's too many... So, there's a big problem with comics, but also media in general, not just comics, but, like... There's too many versions of, like, the same thing, and also there's too many families in comics. The specific comic problems is there's too many damn families, dude. Like, catching up on a lot of stuff, like, Green Arrow has his whole family. Superman has his whole family. Batman has his whole family. Wolverine's got his whole everyone's got a damn family, dude. It's like we don't need like all. At least they don't all need to be in the same book. Give them their own books or something. Like, it's kind of annoying. But yeah, it's something that's kind of irked me. There's just so many, and like, not a family thing, but I just caught up on Green Lantern, and it's like, damn, there's so many human lanterns. There's so many. Jeremy Adams tried to give a reason for why there's so many human lanterns, and it kind of works, but still, like, dang, there's so many human lanterns. Both Green Lantern books are really good, by the way, if you're not reading them. Green Lantern from Jeremy Adams and Green Lantern War Journal, the John Stewart book from Philip Kennedy Johnson. Both are solid. Both are really good. I'm enjoying them. Top 3 favorite Superman actors? If we're talking live action, have Henry Cavill, Christopher Reeve. I don't know, and what's his name from Superman Lois? Any hype for Absolute Power? No, I don't care about any really big events right now. That and what's it called? The blood event, whatever, the vampire event going in Marvel. I'm reading the Wolverine tie-in because it's actually pretty good to the current Marvel event where Blade's like evil or whatever, trying to take over the world with vampires. But that's it. I'm not reading the main thing because I don't care. I'm just kind of like tired of event books, and a lot of them aren't that good. Any excitement for Deadpool Wolverine? Yeah, I know. Every time there's a new thing released for it, everyone just shits on it endlessly. I just see constantly being like, this looks like the worst movie of all time. It's like, oh my goodness, dude. I don't have a whole lot of faith in it being great because of the director, but I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be a good time. So some of the stuff, I think we'll at least get some cool action scenes out of it. So yeah, I'm hoping it's good. Yeah, Blood Hunt, that's what it is. Yeah, Blood Hunt, I don't care. I'm reading the Wolverine tie-in to Blood Hunt, and the Wolverine tie-in's actually pretty good. It's 2 issues in, and it's fun. I'm enjoying it. It's pretty good so far. But the main like Blood Hunt book, I don't care. And Absolute Power, I was thinking about this when I was reading. I just caught up on Green Arrow, and there's a lot of Amanda Waller in that, and I was like, man, if I was writing at DC Comics, if they handed me Deathstroke, I'm like, I'm having Deathstroke kill Amanda Waller instantly. I was like, that'd be my first arc. That would be my first Deathstroke arc. It's like I'm writing something where Deathstroke just murders Amanda Waller. I'm tired of Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller annoys me right now. Like, Amanda Waller can be a good character, but the way she's been handled, I feel like over the past like decade, she's just annoying, and not in like an interesting way. It's like those stuff she gets away with in this world. It's like, why? It's, yeah, I would be very much happy with Amanda Waller getting the big sleep for a few years. Also, Deadpool and Wolverine have a book right now. Deadpool and Wolverine, World War III, from Joe Kelly and Andy Kubert, I believe. And it's first issue's out, and it's pretty good. I read that. Hoopla. Yeah, isn't Mark Spector coming? Yeah, you sent me that thing about Mark Spector's like come back and new #1 again. Yeah, I'm not hyped. House of Brainiac I was enjoying, and then the ending was kind of lackluster. The ending wasn't terrible or anything, but like, I don't know, it didn't live up to the build-up. I felt like there were several moments in House of Brainiac where I was like, oh, I can't wait to see this happen, and then it kind of just... It wasn't a bad event or anything. But I also... I don't like bringing Lex's family into it also, I think. Bringing Lena, as far as Joshua Williams' Superman run as a whole, bringing Lena into it and Lex's mom was really weird. I hated that whole thing. And saying that he like stole the company from her and she built it, that was so stupid. The whole existence of Suicide Squad is just annoying. With how they're handled now, yeah, like originally I really like what Ostrander did with them. Like taking just like C-list characters and just like the government just doing like whatever crap they wanted with them, and then just being like, at the end of the day, you know, they have impunity from those guys. I like that. But what they are now is stupid. Yeah, Joe Kelly. I'm excited for Joe Kelly taking over Spider-Man. Joe Kelly's doing great with Neil Before Zod. Neil Before Zod's really good. It's really good. and the first issue of the Wolverine Deadpool book. So I'm excited for him taking over. I did not expect him to be taking over Spider-Man, but I'm excited about that. I think that's cool. I need to organize stuff. Boom, boom. Let's see. Got a lot of long boxes and short boxes back here. Gotta sort through some things. Ugh. I saw that everyone clowning on Deadpool, Wade's getting cucked in the new Wolverine movie, in the new Wolverine Deadpool movie, by Vanessa Has a Boyfriend. I hate when they do stuff like that, especially because like that was the foundation of the first two movies, was the love story between Wade and Vanessa. Especially like, well, like he literally did everything to bring her back in the second one. And I thought that was also what really, especially the first one, what separated that first movie from a lot of other comic movies. Like the romance in it was really well done. All right, I need to get all these in order. Incredible Hulk's really good, by the way, from Philip Kennedy Johnson. That might be my favorite series at Marvel currently. It's Incredible Hulk. Granted, I'm not reading a whole lot of Marvel, but what I am reading. Just trying to get all my things in there. A lot of Incredible Hulk. He does definitely love the Paul saga. Don't know if you watched Amazon Shawn Menthol, but would Omni-Man beat New Superman in a one-on-one fight? No, he wouldn't. But no, I've read all of Invincible. I've read all of the comics. I have not I watched all season 1, and then when season 2 came out, I watched the first episode, and then they were like, everything is delayed forever, and I was like, okay, I don't really care. I've read all the comics. Every change they've made in the show is worse than what's in the comic anyways. It's like, I don't really care to watch this. I was like, there's not really any point, you know? So yeah, I haven't been watching Invincible. I watched the first episode of X-Men. It was good, but it's not good enough to make me really want to jump into the next episode instantly. Because I saw everyone constantly saying that's like the greatest show of all time was the X-Men show on Disney Plus. Right, is this all my Green Lantern? No. What's up, Mr. DC Comics? How's it going? Arrow. The G.I. Joe stuff's pretty good right now too, other than Scarlet was an ass. Kelly Thompson's Scarlet book sucked. Destro was okay, but Cobra Commander and Duke were pretty good, and we just got an ongoing G.I. Joe announcement from Joshua Williamson, so that's cool. War Journal's amazing, but I just don't know why it isn't getting an ongoing. PKJ is getting rushed once again. Yeah, I don't know why it's. I guess it doesn't. I guess they didn't think it'd sell well enough to be an ongoing. I'm assuming, but yeah, it sucks that's not ongoing. It is sad, but I wish. Man, I'm still sad that Philip Kennedy Johnson got kicked off of Superman. Got kicked out of the Action Comics. She was so good on there. But I'm assuming that like he knew everything with War Journal, so he was able to set up his story. Philip Kennedy Johnson does such a good job though with like world building and those type of storylines that he's doing with Incredible Hulk and Green Lantern, what he did with Superman. Anybody reading the current Daredevil run? I have no clue what the general consensus on it is. I have not been reading it. I still need to get the last 2 volumes of Zarsky's run. I was summoned. The Jeff Johns stuff at Ghost Machine is really good, by the way. If you're not reading Ghost Machine, what are you doing? Ghost Machine is great. That's Green Arrow, not Green Lantern. Alright. We got some... Oh, yeah, this is what I was talking about. The Deadpool Wolverine. This is the current storyline going on from Joe Kelly and Adam Kubert. The first issue is pretty good. I enjoyed the first issue. But yeah, speaking of the Ghost Machine stuff, Ghost Machine's really good right now. Also, Give Fury's pretty good. That's if you liked the Punisher Nom book from Garth Ennis, this is kind of like a sequel to that in a way, or prequel, I guess. It takes place during like the same time. So yeah, this is where if you're not reading Get Fury, it's like 2 issues in. I don't know if issue 3 is out yet. I've only read the first 2 issues yet. But Nick Fury got captured behind enemy lines in Vietnam, and he knows a lot of things that the CIA doesn't want him to know, and so they're sending Punisher in there to kill him. And so now it's like, yeah, and now it's like, is Punisher gonna kill him or not? What's gonna happen? It's really good, and it's a Max book, so you know Garth Ennis gets to go crazy with whatever he wants. But yeah, it's Get Fury's pretty good. Yeah. So this is like in that same vein. Review the Harley Quinn show? Never. Brubaker's new horror comic is coming out soon. Nice. I don't know if you're a big Transformers. You heard a G.I. Joe and Transformers crossover movie is happening? Yeah, they said it's not really a crossover movie. It's a Transformers movie, but the humans are, instead of just being like generic military guys, are going to be G.I. Joe. I saw like an interview with like a producer or director or something. He was like, yeah, it's not really a crossover. It's more of like Transformers movies how we've always done them, but now those random military guys that show up are going to be G.I. Joe. It's like, okay. Yes, I'm going to play the Bounty Hunter Remaster. I'm excited because that game wasn't on PC before. It wasn't on PC, so now it's actually going to be on PC. They're bringing it to Steam. So I was like, yes, I never actually... That's one of those few like Star Wars games from back in the day I never got to play because it wasn't on PC. But now it's going to be, so I'm excited about that. The Geiger Ground 02 issue mini isn't collect and trade. F. So is Jeff Johns no longer DC? I think he finished up his JSA. I don't know what exactly he's doing with DC anymore. I think he still technically like has some stuff with DC, but yeah, he's mainly like all in on Ghost Machine. He's writing like every book right now until Tomasi comes in to help him. Yeah, Get Fury's really good. And there's like a gay conspiracy theory too. That's pretty cool if you're into that. There's literally like a whole part. There's like a plot twist involving like a gay conspiracy theory and Get Fury. It just brought so many N-bombs. And it's gotta do what it's gotta do. Speaking of, like I was talking about earlier, Kneel Before Zod, which is freaking great. From Joe Casey. I think I said Joe Kelly earlier. Joe Casey. It's really good. I get those two confused all the time. But Kneel Before Zod's great. Alright, let's get this all. Let's get War Journal online. I read the first issue of the Ultimates, and it was kind of meh. I don't know if anyone else read it. It was not bad, but wasn't great either. It was just kind of eh. Oh, and here's the Wolverine Blood Hunt tie-in I was talking about. It's pretty good. I like it. All right, we got Action Comics right here. We got more Neil Fuzza. Rook Exodus has been really cool, by the way. It's been really good. This is the Jeff Johns, Jason Fabok book over there at Ghost Machine, and it's really cool. But yeah, it's really good. It's got a lot of world building. Like Earth got real bad because, you know, all the reasons Earth gets all bad all the time, environment and all that. and they go to another planet, and a lot of things happen. People get set up with these helmets that give them like powers over different like animals, and it's really cool. And like that world gets like destroyed and like corrupted because of reasons. You should Rook Exodus if you're not reading it. It's really good. It's really cool, and obviously it's gorgeous because it's Jason Fabok. That's something that I really like about reading the Ghost Machine books, is every Ghost Machine book looks amazing. Because the thing is with because I caught up on a lot of Marvel and DC books I was behind on, and it's like one issue, it's like, oh my goodness, this looks amazing. It's got a fantastic artist on it. And then the next, it's like, oh, it's awful looking now. It's got this person on it. To where Ghost Machine, it's like every issue, it's Jason Fabok. Or like with Rook Exodus on Ghost Machine, every issue, it's Jason Fabok. Or with Geiger, every issue, it's Gary Frank. It's like every issue looks pristine. I like that. Who knows how long I can keep it up before there's like a billion delays, but hey. It's cool. Alright, what was I getting all in line this time? Alright, I guess we're doing Green Lantern War Journal next. That's what we're trying to get. All organized. The comics is the boys. Oh yeah. Thoughts on the Clark Kent set photos? I know everyone's roasting the Zoomer perm, but I think it looks good. It looks kind of Nifty 2-ish. If you remember Nifty 2, like he had his hair kind of similar-ish to that. I like it. He looks different than Superman. It's good. I'm excited for that. Neil Farzad's great, and you should read it. What are we on, like 8 issues in or something like that? It's really good. Thoughts on The Boys season 4? I have not watched a single episode of The Boys ever. I've seen clips of it. I thought Soldier Boy looked cool. I've never actually sat down and watched a full episode of The Boys, because I just don't care. I just, from the get-go, I was like, oh, don't care about this. And that was it. I've watched like I watched like a good chunk of the finale of the last season, and it was really dumb. Because I remember them making fun of like Marvel and stuff, and like how they treat like female heroes and like treat like LGBT heroes as special and stuff. And then the Maeve survives, and like they asked the showrunner why she survived. She's like, well, we couldn't just like kill off the gay female. And it was like, oh well, you did exactly what you made fun of. It's like, you dumbasses. But yeah, The Boys looks dumb, and I don't care about it, so I've never actually watched an entire episode. The only reason I was somewhat interested in last season was because Jensen Ackles just looks so cool as Soldier Boy. Like every clip of him, I'm like, that's like the coolest guy ever. And that was like he was so good. He was so good at it. But yeah, I never actually watched a full episode. I don't really care. I don't really care about the, like that super edgy for the sake of edgy stuff. It's like, Homelander. Don't you get it? He's an allegory for Trump. Isn't that interesting? It's like, oh wow, really? That's so thought-provoking. What? He's a bad guy. I never would have guessed. Barry has been sidelined for a while. Yeah, Barry definitely has been sidelined, sadly. Ever since Wally came back, they sidelined Barry. But I'm trying to think, what was the last thing I read with Barry in it? I haven't read anything with Barry in forever. He's been gone. But if you like Wally, Wally's been having pretty well, except I heard the Cy Spurrier stuff's been pretty bad. That's something that's dumb. Jeremy Adams, who's writing the current Green Lantern book, really good. He wrote Flash for a little bit, was great on Flash. They got rid of him for Cy Spurrier, and apparently the current Cy Spurrier stuff's not good. I dropped Flash when Jeremy Adams left, because I was like, I don't care anymore. Cy Spurrier, I'm not interested. Then it turns out he's not very good. Yeah, I heard Mark Millar's books are really good right now. I heard Mark Millar said he has a Superman comic that he wants to write. Yeah, I'm interested in that, but I've also heard Mark Millar say some things about Superman that I'm like, I don't really agree with any of that. So we'll see. He's a talented writer, though, so I'll give him benefit of the doubt. So I felt the art was so inconsistent. Yeah, that's like a big problem with a lot of modern comics. Is like premier artists, it feels like their wrist gets like, the wrist starts hurting after like drawing 3 pages. They're like, oh, I gotta take 6 months off, then I'll be back. And it's like, dang, dude, like, why? and the showrunner turned the series into what he was making fun of. Yeah, it's exactly like I was saying with the Maeve thing. Like they were like parodying the whole like that part in Endgame where they had like all the women just conveniently like together, and it was kind of like it felt kind of weird. They parodied that and like they did a bunch of other stuff, and then they would go ahead to like do things unironically like that in the show, and it's like, how are you making fun of it and then doing it unironically? It doesn't make sense. As someone who's still watching The Boys, things have been going downhill after season 2. I like seasons 3 and 4, but the main plot for both took far too long to get going. Only in episode 5 out of 8. Season 4 does storyline actually get to the main story. So Ian watched, I think, the first 2. He hasn't been watching this last season, but I think he watched like the first 3 seasons, or the first 2.5 seasons. And Ian's complaint was the fact that every single time Ian was like, why doesn't Homelander just kill everyone? It's like every single season is just them making excuses for Homelander not killing everyone, and there's a big like kerfuffle at the end and nothing happens. And then the next season they'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you, Homelander," and Homelander's like, "I'm gonna kill you," and that's all I know about the show just from what Ian tells me. So, and every time I see like a preview or something or a trailer, it sounds about right. So they always have like some like contrived dumbass reason for why like Homelander doesn't just like murder everyone. But yeah. Yeah, Jeremy Adams' run, granted, it's like he brings back, we get Wally back and everything, so if you're not in Wally, then you probably won't like it. But if you like Wally, Jeremy Adams' run on Flash is really good. He did a great job. For me, sometimes alright goes. Yeah, I heard his current stuff that Millar is doing is really good. I read some of that spy book he did, like the Old Man Spy book, and it was really good, but I just ended up not. I didn't have it on my pull list. I just picked it up at the shop, and it was like too late. I just got lazy, and then I never ended up finding the other issues. But I read like the first issue or 2 of that, and that was pretty good. All right, I'm trying to find Green Lantern War Journal. That's what I'm trying to find. I've got a few issues over here. Yeah. Kane John Wick spinoff, yeah. Oh yeah, freaking speaking of public service announcement. Horizon and American Saga just came out this weekend. Kevin Costner's Western, big Western epic. I went to see it. It's awesome. There were like 8 other people in the theater with me and Ian. There was no one else there that went to see it, which is very sad because we never get Westerns on the big screen. I talked about this on the podcast before, but nowadays we only get 2 types of Westerns. Direct-to-video schlock, just awful, like it has $5 budget, or Oscar bait, what if cowboys were gay Western movies. That's all you get. Those are the only 2. You get like, here's a Western with like a $10 million budget, and we spent $8 million of it getting Nicolas Cage for some reason to star in it. It's going to be direct to video. You can buy it now on Vudu for $20 if you want to see it. It's really bad. We don't have a talented director or writers at all. And then the B-side of it is, we got Pedro Pascal to kiss a man in the Old West. What if men were just sucking and fucking back in the Old West? Wouldn't that be cool? And it's like that's it. That's the only type of Westerns you get. Kevin Costner comes out with a legit good Western. It's 3 hours long. We're getting part 2 in a couple months. Go see it. It's really good. I liked it a lot. And it's on the big screen, and it's cool, and it's actually got talented people involved. And I'm sad because we're probably not going to get anything past part 2 unless Kevin Costner, because he like self-funded this himself. So unless unless like it miraculously makes its money back, or Kevin Costner funds it even more, I don't know if we're going to get more in part 2. Because he shelled out like $30 million of his own dollars to like fund this Western. It's really good though. Anyways, that's my tirade on Westerns for a second. I love the Western genre, but it's dead in every single medium right now, which makes me very sad. What did you do for the new Superman movies? Have him face off against the Omni-Man Homelander type of the movie to end the argument? Well, I haven't read any of the story stuff. Apparently there's story leaks for Superman, so if you have read them, do not say anything in chat. I haven't read them. I'm just speculating on stuff that I've seen from the set stuff. You saw like the guy with the U, that could be Ulysses, could be Ultraman, could be Bizarro. It looks like we might get something like that in the Superman movie. Depending on who that is and how James Gunn goes with it, we might be getting just that. Mr. DC Comics. Yeah, Western is a dead genre, which makes me very sad. The only time the Western like sometimes makes a little bit of a comeback is like TV shows. you'll occasionally get like you got the Bass Reeves show. You had like 1893. Like they'll do some like TV shows that are actually pretty good. But yeah, like everything else, sad, dude, because the Western genre is so cool. And something that Horizon did that was really cool was like it kind of told it really what's the best way to put this? Like real, I guess, as its point of view on like how the world was back then. It felt very real. Like I just finished reading not reading, that's book Stolen Valor. I listened to a book. I listened to an audiobook on like the Comanche, and it was really interesting listening to all that and how all that was back then. And this movie did a really good job at like portraying like a certain realness to how things were back then. And it was pretty cool. Because that's something that also has plagued the Westerns when it comes to like American Indians, Native Americans, whatever you want to call them. Is like back in the olden days, it was like cowboys and Indians. Indians are the bad guys. They're all bad. They're all savage heathens. Like they're the worst evil guys. And then years later, they tried to like, they did a complete 180 on that. They're like, okay, actually American Indians are like the most pure, good people that have ever existed of all time. They're always right. They're never bad. The only bad ones are the ones that have been corrupted by the white man. There are no bad Indians ever. And it's like, okay, we maybe went a little bit too far to the other side of the spectrum, to where Horizon actually did a good job, where it's like, you know, Indians are actually just people too, and there are good Indians and there are bad Indians, and they're all over. And it was like, oh, that's cool to see, because you don't really see that in movies anymore. Or TV shows. That's one of my problems with Taylor Sheridan, the guy that does Yellowstone's done a bunch of stuff. Every time he has any like Native American in it, they are like the wisest, bestest person ever of all time. And that's what was interesting about reading that or listening to that book about the Comanche, is like the Comanche were a tribe that they were a war tribe. Like that was their thing, was just war. Like that's what they did. And so spoiler alert, they weren't exactly peaceful people. So yeah, Horizon's really good. Go see Horizon. It's really good. I like Horizon 3 coming in 2094. That's what's enjoy is probably Hateful Eight. Yeah, and Hateful Eight was not really a Western either. It was like set in the Western, you know, time period, but it was like, it wasn't really a Western, you know? Everybody's probably going to see A Quiet Place. I saw A Quiet Place last night, and that is maybe the most restless theater experience I've ever been in. It was a short movie. It was an hour and a half long, and people just kept getting up in the middle of the movie and like, I don't know, going to the bathroom, refilling, whatever. Like so many people kept doing that. I hadn't been in a theater like that and I don't know how long. It's like, it's a short movie. Why are people doing it? Flip side, when I went to go see Horizon, granted there are only like 8 other people in that theater, which is a 3-hour movie, no one got up once. But during an hour and a half movie, A Quiet Place, like people just kept coming in and out of the theater, like getting up and doing. I was like, this is weird. Wind River was fantastic. It was really good. We're constantly at war with one another over land, raping and killing rivals. Yeah, exactly. And that's something that's really interesting to read about, is like how they would use other people to like mess with like other tribes that they were at war with. Like that's something that was really interesting with like the Apache and the Comanche. Like the Comanche were the greatest horse riders like ever. Like no one could compare to them, at least in the West, on horses. Like the Comanche destroyed the Apache on horses. The Apaches were better at like mountain warfare. When you got up in the mountains, they were real good at that. But the Apaches like went to the Spaniards, was like, hey, because the Spaniards were like trying to like slowly go throughout the states and like convert everyone to Catholicism. And they were like, hey, the Apaches went to them and they're like, hey, listen, build a mission on this plot of land over here, and us Apache will all be Catholics. We'll all convert to Catholicism. You know, all that stuff's sick. We love it. Do that. Build this mission here. And the Spaniards were like, yeah, really? Cool, we'll do it. So the Spaniards did that. They didn't know that the Apache tricked them into building that mission on Comanche land. So the Comanche came and just destroyed the Spaniards. Just killed all of these just missionaries, like people that weren't really even armed or like warriors or anything. Just destroyed them. And the Apache... And then the Spaniards came back in force and like wrecked some of the Comanche, and the Apache were like, yes, because the Apache were getting destroyed by the Comanche. So they were happy to finally have like some help from the Spaniards. And it's funny like reading about all that or listening to. I should rewatch Killers of the Flower Moon. That shit's like 15 hours long. Killers of the Flower Moon's alright. It's very well done in all aspects, but the problem is it's kind of boring because like you learn everything that's ever gonna happen within like the first 15 minutes, and then like nothing really happens for the next 3 hours. You just learn what it's all about in 15 minutes, and then like you just gotta like sit there knowing everything that's gonna happen. It's like, oh, okay. Red Dead stream from between the time frame. I did stream Red Dead when it first came out on PC. I streamed it for a little bit. How many X-Men cameos do you think Deadpool and Wolverine will have? Probably a ton. Just $12 on HBO. But I just got the rest of the Dollars trilogy on 4K now. I just got that like a week ago, so woohoo! Revenge of the Sith. You have to kick out kids in A Quiet Place. Yeah, that's what I didn't know, because it's like a short movie, so I didn't understand why everyone was off. By the way, Quiet Place was mid. It was like, it was okay. It wasn't bad, but it was kind of meh. And which is sad, because the first A Quiet Place is great, and then the second one's eh, and then this one's eh. I've seen clips of George Lucas's interview at Cannes. I haven't seen like a full thing. I've just seen him saying stuff. Where the heck is the rest of Green Lantern War Journal? I know I have it somewhere. I just don't know exactly where. I'm really bad. Alright, we're going to just move on to Incredible Hulk. Let's get Incredible Hulk all organized. Green Arrow. Do I have any more Incredible Hulk in here? Yes, I do. I think that might be all the Incredible Hulk. That might be all of it. Revenant was the last Western I've seen, but it was mostly about... Yeah, that's not really a Western, though. Revenant's not really a Western. They got a pioneer movie that I wouldn't really qualify as a Western. To be honest. 4, 5. Where did I put it? I had issue 1 of this somewhere. I just had it. Where did I put it? Had it somewhere. Go with that. Oh yeah, we definitely would have to rename it. Got some bad PR lately. Whenever we do that challenge, we'll have to rename it. Alright, where did I put issue 1 of Incredible Hulk? I literally just had it in my... Like, I held it up to stream, and then... Oh, here it is. Haha! Alright, I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Alright! Every issue of Incredible Hulk right here. Woohoo! I've got this for issue 9. Have you seen Yojimbo or Sanjuro? No, I need to though. I know they I think Yojimbo. I look at on it on HBO Max or Criterion Collection. I was looking at one of the two. Because I tell you, I've got a problem with getting 4Ks. I have so many 4K Blu-rays that I'm just like, that's the only thing I look at on Reddit is there's a 4K Blu-ray Reddit, and they're constantly like, hey, there's a sale on this, that, and the other thing. Ooh. I haven't got that yet, though. Like, I have... How many short boxes and long boxes do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. I have 12 in here, and I think I have 1 or 2 more in the other room, so I have like 14, I think. Yeah, CS was fun. Too bad Mitch freaking honeypotted us with it. Let's see what here. I can. Let me show you guys what movies I've seen this year. Freaking Letterbox with their 5 billion ads. Okay, Letterbox, you can't be struggling that hard for money. Jeez. All right. Here's the movies I've seen this year. I've seen 23. This is all theater. So I separate new releases in theaters by just putting them in the list, and then like movies I just watch that are either re-released in theaters or that I watch at home. I just log regularly, but I don't log the movies I see new releases because I just put them in the list. I watched all the Lord of the Rings extended cuts in theaters when they just re-released that. So that was like what, over 10 hours in theaters. Ooh. It was a good time though. I think Fellowship's my favorite. Also, I got recognized when I went to see Spider-Man No Way Home, which was the first time that's happened in a while. I looked awful too. I was like, I went to go see it. The guy that's scanning tickets is like, "Do you have a YouTube channel?" And I paused for a second because in my head I was like, this guy could have heard me say homophobic slurs on the internet, and we're in Seattle. Do I deny this? And I was like, yeah, I do. And he's like, you talk about comics, right? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, cool. It's like, all right. And then I just kept walking. But yeah. You never know. You never know when the freaking bunch of they-thems are gonna jump you in Seattle, dude. Colin makes it till it's Reddit. Listen, dude, the 4K Reddit's the only Reddit I browse. That's it. And I don't post. What's up, Darian? So, but what do you think of Wikipedia changing account Monday's birth date because of Acolyte? It's kind of dumb, but I don't really care that much as far as that goes. Acolyte's another thing that I don't care about at all. I haven't watched it. I didn't, like, Ian wanted to watch it. And I was like, I don't care about this at all. I'm not going to watch this. So Ian then went and watched, like, the first 2 episodes and said they were some of the worst things he's ever seen. So he stopped watching it. I didn't care to watch it at all. I'll say the fight clips from the latest episode look kind of cool. I hate that stupid metal. I know it's from freaking Legends, and people try to give an excuse, be like, "Oh, it's from Legends, so it's fine." Legends had some stuff that was dumb as hell. That's one thing that, like, I'm very consistent on this. You can go back through. I have never been like everything from Legends is great and should be canon. No, Legends had a lot of dumb stuff in it. Had a lot of stupid crap. And that's one of the stupid things in it. So bringing something from Legends to the main world, to the canon, I don't agree with. Bringing a metal that short circuits lightsabers is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. I think that's stupid. I think that's really stupid. Hey, I'm gonna go fight Count Dooku. Let me just put on my entire armor of that short circuits lightsabers. I think that's what I'll do. Why don't people have more of this? Why does only this one guy have it? Why is it a thing? I hate all this. I hate Beskar. Beskar was stupid. Like, in Republic Commando, they had vibro blades, these tiny little blades that could potentially, like, block a lightsaber. I was like, that's kind of fine, because in my headcanon, I don't know if this was the case, I always like the material that the vibro blade's made out of is so heavy that they can only have, like, a tiny little 2-inch blade. So they couldn't have, like, full armor of it or anything. And so, like, it's so heavy or it's so rare that they couldn't do more than, like, a tiny little blade. So that's fine. But then you have, like, Beskar, where it's like they're literally just tanking lasers and lightsabers and everything. It's like, this is stupid. I got the pass. Thanks. I literally have there's a comment on one of my old Battlefront videos from back in the day where someone was like, "Oh yeah, I give you the pass." I'm like, "Hey guy," in my comments. It's like, "I give you the pass to say that word." It's like, "Thanks, man." It's the Doomsday Clock hater. No, that guy at the theater was cool. But yeah, he was scanning ticket. I've been going to that theater forever, or like since I moved out here, pretty much. And that guy was like, "Do you make YouTube videos?" Like, yeah. Now starting to watch Lord of the Rings movies. Yeah, the Lord of the Rings movies hold up really well. I'll say, I think Fellowship's my favorite. Two Towers was good, but I think that was the worst one of the 3 because until you're kind of paying the Helm's Deep tax until you get to Helm's Deep. It's all kind of a lot of character introduction and like just a lot of just like, okay, not much happening. And then you get to Helm's Deep, and Helm's Deep rules, and the rest of the movie's great. But until it's kind of like it slogs along. Fellowship I think has a great pace, especially for like a 3-hour movie. Fellowship's great, and that end part in the woods is so good. And then I feel like Return of the King's really good. I feel like the theatrical version might be better though. I haven't watched the theatrical version in like 15 years though, and this was my first time. This was the second time I'd ever watched Lord of the Rings. I'd seen all the Lord of the Rings movies once over like 15 years ago. This was my first time rewatching them, and this was my first time seeing the extended cuts, and it was in theaters, so it was cool. But yeah, see the extended cut of Return of the King felt kind of bloated. It felt kind of like, okay, maybe there's a bit too much here, but it was pretty good. It's sick. It's the two. Seeing like two. You've seen 2 movies. Oh yeah, back to my list. Argyle sucks ass. It's so bad. Argyle is the worst movie I've seen this year. Kung Fu Panda 4 also sucks ass. Really bad. Just really, really bad. Didn't need to be made. They could have done something way better. Kind of character assassinate some characters. Really stupid. I hate. Why is Awkwafina a thing? Shouldn't she have got? I thought she got canceled for Black Sin. I thought she got canceled for that, but apparently not. I hate. Also, like, the most annoying thing about Awkwafina is her voice. And what do? You put her in an animated movie where all she has is her voice, honestly. The Dead Don't Hurt. I was very sad about this because I wanted it to be really good. It's Viggo Mortensen directed a Western, and I was like, yes, a Western to the big screen. Side note, I went to see this in the tiniest theater I've ever seen. It wasn't at my AMC. It was at a different AMC that was, like, farther away because my AMC just wasn't playing it because it was, like, a smaller release movie. And the guy that was, like, 2 seats over from me was in the, like, a reclining seat, like, reclining. This doesn't have the reclining like this. He's, like, reclining. But a little fun fact about him reclining: he can't breathe while he reclines. He's an old, out of shape man. So when he's, like, reclining, watch movies, like, and that's what I was hearing for like 30 minutes until he finally decided to give up on the whole reclining and watching the movie thing, and he sat up. And then he could breathe normally. I was like, why are you suffering just to recline? What is wrong with you? But that aside, this movie is so boring. Nothing happens in it. If you want to see like a French woman garden, maybe you'll like it. Also, I saw an interview with Viggo Mortensen, the main actress, that was so annoying. Where Viggo Mortensen's like a big fan of westerns, and they were like asking, was like, what do you think? What would you ask like if you showed this movie to like one of the greats like John Ford or something? Like, what would you ask them? How would you think about it? Viggo Mortensen was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then the main actress say, you know what I'd ask them? I'd ask them, after you saw our movie, aren't you upset that you didn't put more women in your movies? So it's like, oh my God, shut the hell up. Your movie sucked. Shut up. Like, to be like, oh, I would talk to John Ford, well, like the greatest Western director of all time, and be like, you should have put more women in your movies. I'd be like, shut the hell up, dude. This guy's making movies like the 30s and 40s. Some of the greatest Westerns of all time. You'd be like, why didn't you put more women in your movies? Oh, God. But that aside, this movie was really bad and it made me sad because I was really looking forward to it. I was so hyped for this. Again, a Western theater. It was really bad. Ghostbusters sucked. It was bad. Abigail, Dan Stevens is cool in it. It had some interesting moments. The main actress is the chick from the new Scream movies that can't act. She's not a very good actress. She's not like atrociously bad where it's like super painful to watch her act, but she doesn't bring anything to it other than she's hot. She's just not very good, and her character in this is not interesting at all. The Watchers is the movie that Shyamalan's daughter directed. Has like an interesting premise, doesn't land it, kind of stupid. Not very good. Need to watch Ungently Warfare. Ungently Warfare is good, but it was disappointing because Henry Cavill's one of my favorite actors and Guy Ritchie's my favorite director, so I was super, super looking forward to it. And then it was good. Like, I liked it, but it wasn't as great as I thought it was going to be. The new canoe. Yeah, I just got tickets for Long Legs. I'm excited for Long Legs. Oh, Bad Batch, dude. Ugh. That's another show I refuse to watch. After episode 3. You didn't watch the rest of the Obi-Wan show? Actually, what you should do is, like, there's fan cuts out there that cut out a lot of the crap for Kenobi, and I've watched one of them. It was actually pretty good. The last episode of Kenobi, if you ignore the Reva stuff, is actually really good. The Obi-Wan Vader stuff in the last episode of Kenobi is actually some of the best Disney Star Wars stuff we've ever gotten. Clone 4 was a mess. There's literally no story. Best part was Jack Starks on baby. Yeah, agreed. Civil War's good. Yeah, I like Civil War. So the sound mixing in Civil War was amazing. I mean, the sound design, everything. Holy crap, I haven't heard like guns in a movie that sound like that in a long time. The sound of Civil War was so good. Maybe the best sounding movie since like Dunkirk. Like it actually, or The Killer. The Killer had a great sound design. Being there, what? Wait, what? No, I'm lost. Jenna Ortega, the other girl? The other girl, not Jenna Ortega. I think Jenna Ortega's a pretty good actress. The other girl who's like kind of like, again, she's not like atrocious, but she's not very good. I've not watched Cobra Kai. All right, Quiet Place, I just saw last night. It wasn't awful. It was just meh. Godzilla Kong is exactly what you expect it to be, where like all the human stuff is like dumb and you don't really care, but the Godzilla Kong stuff is super fun. Dune, I think, is like the most overrated franchise there is. I see everyone sucking it off. I could not care less about Dune. I don't care about anything that happens in this movie. It visually is great. It sounds really good. The acting is great, but I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care about Paul. I don't care about the Sand People. I don't care about anything. The best part of this was when Christopher Walken shows up and is literally just Christopher Walken. That was my favorite part of Dune Part 2. Was Christopher Walken shows up and it's like, oh, is he playing? Oh no, he's not playing the Emperor. He's still just Christopher Walken. That casting baffled me. If there's anyone who can't disappear into a role, it's Christopher Walken. But that was the best part. Like Dune's like, it's not bad. It's one of those movies that I just describe as not for me because I don't connect with any character in the movie. I don't care about anyone. I just legitimately could not care less about anything going on in Dune. Make it sound uncomfortable. Well, the mission accomplished. Don't let that be taken out of context. Beekeeper was just stupid fun action movie. Beekeeper, it was fun. Jason Statham literally does not get touched until the final fight of the movie, and he fights a lot in this movie. Like, he doesn't get, like, a scratch on him. He goes in. It's hilarious. It's a lot of B puns. It's stupid. Fall Guy was good, but not as good as I wanted it to be. I expected more of it because I loved Bullet Train so much. But it's still good. I liked it. But, yeah. Monkey Man was pretty good. Another movie that I thought was going to be better than it was. Still good. Some really cool, like, ideas in the action. Like, was it when he, like, bites that guy? That was cool. But yeah, I liked Monkey Man, but I didn't love it. I thought I was super hyped for it going into it. But it's Dev Patel's first movie. They has filmed it under the worst conditions possible, like COVID, trapped on like an island. There was like a lot. He broke like a bunch of bones the first time. Like he did a fight scene. A lot going on in Monkey Man. But yeah, I'm excited to see what he does next because I enjoyed Monkey Man. In a Violent Nature is the horror movie that's shot from the perspective of the killer. Really cool. I liked it a lot, actually. I've seen a couple horror movies. Best horror movie of the year so far. Friday the 13th has been trapped in like legal battle hell. So if you want a Friday the 13th movie, this is the closest thing you'll get. Stereotypical dumb like college students that just get murdered. Some really gnarly kills in this. Some really sick kills. And another thing where the sound design was pretty cool in it, and it looks cool. I will say, like, the last 15 minutes drag on really hard. And it's a short movie, too. I think this was only, like, an hour and a half. The last 15 minutes are, like, why are we taking this long? I heard Cobra Kai is great. My brother-in-law, Robert, he loves Cobra Kai. It's, like, his favorite show. Ian McDiarmid as the Emperor, that would have been cool. Bike Riders, just saw that. Bike Riders is pretty good. I liked it. It made me think. I don't know if anyone's watched that latest season of Fargo. I know Danny has watched some of it. I don't know if Danny watched all of it. I never finished it. But the main actress in that does a really bad Minnesotan accent that's super over the top and awful, and like she's not very good at it. The actress in this, who's British, nails the Midwestern accent. Like she nails it. She's doing like an Illinois like Midwestern accent. She does it perfect. In the Bike Riders. And Austin Butler's like on his way to being like one of the biggest movie stars right now. He does a great job with this. Tom Hardy killed it. Tom Hardy was my favorite part in this movie. He does a funny little voice, and he's great in Bike Riders. Bike Riders was definitely worth seeing though. Angelia Warfare was fun. I liked it. Just nothing real special about it. I love Guy Ritchie, but I was kind of let down by this movie. But I still liked it. It was good. Just there was a side plot to it with what's her name? Gonzalez. What's her name? Lisa Gonzalez, who's just otherworldly attractive. But the side plot with her in it, and her side plot, I felt like if they would have just taken that out, it would have been a better movie and flown better, and we could have focused more. Because every time it's with Henry Cavill and the boys, it's really good. But then it like focuses on her and a couple other people, and it's just not quite as good. So I wish they would have taken that side plot out and just focused on them, and it would have been better. Because they were fun. Alan Richardson is great. He's maybe the best part of the movie. Civil War is pretty good. It's got my boy Pablo Escobar in it. He was fantastic in it. Kirsten Dunst does a great job. Yeah, Wagner Moura. That's Pablo Escobar. He's really good in it. I like Civil War. I thought it was pretty good. And again, the sound design in Civil War is amazing. I like Civil War more than I was expecting to. Because the trailers and stuff, I was like, this sounds kind of lame. And then I saw it. I was like, actually really good. Need to watch Fargo. Have you seen the first 2 seasons of Fargo? Because the first 2 seasons of Fargo are amazing. Has anyone seen Warrior? Yeah, I've seen Warrior. It's been a while though, with Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton. The finale was bad. Oof. Yeah, I watched. I don't remember how many episodes. Like halfway through Fargo, and then I just fell off. For their next D&D campaign, I don't know. The problem with our D&D campaign is we literally have someone in like every single time zone. We've got you in Hawaii. We've got Mike in Eastern Standard Time. We've got Himps in Central. And then we've got me in Pacific Standard Time. Like, we're all, like, that's the problem. Also, Mike, like, once Mike gets off work, he has about 45 minutes of energy before he will pass out. And so that's a problem. King of the Planet of the Apes was really good. I love the villain. I wanted more of the villain, dude. I wanted more of Proximus. The villain was, dude. Oh, really good though. I liked it a lot. It's still in theaters right now. I actually might go back and see this. Furiosa, the only movie I've seen twice in theaters this year, but that's going to change because I'm going to see Horizon again. Furiosa, I actually liked better the second time I saw it. I'm a big Mad Max fan though. I love the Mad Max franchise. And Furiosa was great. I loved it. It's really good. Anya Taylor-Joy isn't really actually... She's like not even in half the movie. She comes in like halfway through. But she did a great job. Hemsworth stole the show, though. Hemsworth was fantastic. He was definitely the spotlight of the movie. It's like his movie for like the first half of it. And then when Anya Taylor-Joy comes in is when he kind of disappears. But I loved Furiosa. I thought it was great. Probably the best action scene. These two, Furiosa and Boy Kills World, have the 2 best like action scenes in the movie. That whole scene with the Octobos and his boys attacking the war rig in this is so... And then the attack on the bullet farm. Oh my goodness, it's so good. And also the revenge story of Furiosa and everything that happens. It's really good. I'd say it's a step down from Fury Road. I love Fury Road. But it's still really good, but I wouldn't say it's quite as good as Fury Road. Agreed, Hemsworth should be villains more. He definitely had a fun time with this. Gave him a big prosthetic nose and bloody nipples, and he had a great time. I love Furiosa, though. It was great. Boys Kills World, I was sad because I wanted to go see this in theaters again, but after like 1 week, they like pulled it. It made like no money. It's sad too. This is also like the highest budget like South African movie like ever. Like it was a movie for South Africa, and it's pretty good. If you haven't seen the trailer for it, it's got a really interesting premise where this Bill Skarsgård plays like a kid in this like dystopian world where his family got murdered when he was a child, and his like vocal cord, or his vocal cords got destroyed and his ears got like all effed up, so he's like deaf and mute. And so he chose H. John Benjamin, who voices Archer, or Bob Belcher in Bob's Burgers, to be his voice because he played a fighting game that had H. John Benjamin's voice in it. And so he does his voice the whole time. Skarsgård doesn't say a single word in the entire movie. He's just all physical. And the final fight in this, it has that dude from John Wick and The Raid in it. He's in it. The final fight in this thing is sick. The final fight scene is the greatest hand-to-hand fights of the year so far. The final fight in this movie is awesome. It actually kind of has like some interesting story elements too. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Yeah, so this was I thought this was pretty underrated. I didn't see like anyone talking about it. But I liked Boy Kills World. I wanted to see it again in theaters, but again they took it out, which made me sad. The prior trilogy of Ace movies. So how does Kingdom rank alongside them? Kingdom's my second favorite. I have not seen any of the originals or any of the prior. So as far as the Ace movies goes, I've seen the prior 3, and I've seen this new one, and this is my second favorite. So let's see, Planet of the Apes. What are all the movies? I always forget the titles. Okay, so this Dawn is my favorite of the Planet of the Apes movies. I love Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Rise of the Planet of the Apes is good. It's kind of like, it's weird because it's kind of like a different tone than the others. It's kind of more campy and over the top, but I still like it. But not that great. War I thought was awful. I know a lot of people love War and think it's the best. I think War, like the first kind of like 20 minutes are good, and then it falls off a cliff and it kind of sucks and a lot of stuff doesn't make sense and is really stupid. It's a very visually nice movie. I know people love it. I don't care for War. But yeah, Dawn's my favorite, and then the new one that just came out, and then Rise, and then War in last place. I think War was really, really dumb. Which I know a lot of people disagree, because I see everyone saying War is like the greatest movie of all time. Hitman, which I saw in theaters. Oscar Isaac playing Solid Snake, but dude plays. Oh yeah, I saw freaking Kojima everywhere saying that. Oh, that's all he could think about was Solid Snake when he saw Praetorian Jack. That guy was great too. He was one of the best parts of the movie. Hitman, I saw that in theaters because screw Netflix. I got Netflix for 1 month this year, and that was just to watch a couple shows. But Hitman, they actually playing in the theater with me, and I saw it, and it's really good. Also, this chick is like, oh my goodness, it's a chick from Andor. I don't know how to pronounce her name, Ahona, however you pronounce it. Oh my goodness, she's so hot. But yeah, it's great. It's really good. Glenn Powell is fantastic in it. The Land of Saints and Sinner, I was surprised at how good this was. This is a Liam Neeson movie. He plays an aging hitman in Ireland, and it's like this is pretty much a Western. Like the way it plays out, it's kind of Unforgiven-esque. It reminded me a lot of Unforgiven, and I really liked it. And Liam Neeson isn't like some like super big badass type like Taken guy, you know, jumping over fences and all that. He's like an aging hitman. And also the dude that plays Joffrey in Game of Thrones is in this and gives a really good performance. A little hard to understand people at times because everyone's got an Irish accent, but still I liked it. I really enjoyed In the Land of Saints and Sinners. Yeah, Bike Rider is good. It's my 10th favorite movie of the year. What the hell is War Take because Dawn is also... Yeah, Dawn's the best, dude. Arcadian is a post-apocalyptic movie where Nicolas Cage has his 2 sons, and there's these creatures that come out at night that look really weird, but I like their design, and they like kill everyone. They've killed a big population of the world, and things happen, and things are interesting, and one boy has like falls in love with a girl at a farm that's like a couple miles away. There's a lot of stuff happens. Really good. This was another thing that like came and left theaters like super fast. I liked Arcadian. Arcadian was pretty good. Super underrated. It's on demand right now. I liked Arcadian. And then Horizon, which I already talked about. I love this. Western epic on the big screen. Really good. But anyways, I was supposed to be talking about comics. I just talked about movies. And then what are all the movies I've seen starting in January? Oh. So, watched Heat, Annihilation, American Gangster, Rebel with a Cause, which was hilarious. Highlander. We're getting a Highlander remake with Henry Cavill and the director of John Wick, Chad Stahelski. I can't wait for that. Rise, Dawn, War. Interesting. Moz? What's that? Monkey Man was good. It's not near as good as John Wick, but I liked it. Yes, the Alien Romulus trailer is great. The Alien Romulus trailer is really good. The only thing that makes me a little hesitant is it being the guy that did Don't Breathe, which Don't Breathe, what's up, Bird of Bloodhaven, it was one of those movies that was like really good and then failed the landing so hard. Brawl and Cellblock 99, by the way, is such a good movie. With Vince Vaughn playing a convict. Anyways, I was supposed to be talking about comics and organizing my comics, but then I got distracted by movies. I can't wait for the new one. Also, I watched they did Alien in they re-released Alien in theaters, and I watched that when that came out like a couple months ago. And man, dude, until you get to the after you've seen Alien a couple times, until you get to the xenomorph showing up, it is kind of a slog, that movie. Alien's still good. I still like Alien. I like Aliens much better though. I think Aliens is a lot better. Also, if you want in my opinion, a movie about an extraterrestrial creature that's trapped in a confined space with other people killing them, I think The Thing is miles better than Alien, in my opinion. Granted, John Carpenter's The Thing is like one of my favorite movies of all time, but yeah, it's kind of a slog getting through it. You like Alien better than Aliens? I don't know if that's a hot take though, because I see it like 50-50. It's kind of like splits the fan base. I see a lot of people that say Alien is better than Aliens, and a lot of people say Aliens is better than Alien. I am personally of the opinion that Aliens is better than Alien. Yeah, freaking Donovan, why aren't you going and getting set pictures of Superman in Cleveland? They're filming right there, dude. Go do something. Come on. You can have a man on the inside right now. Instead, this guy's going to the library. Kidding me? Oh, yeah, dude. I rewatched the first Terminator like a year or two ago, and it's still so good. I bought the 4K for Terminator 2 was on sale for like $5, but that is notoriously one of like the worst 4Ks of all time. Also, apparently, like Cameron is known for effing up his 4K transfers like really, really bad. He has? What? Where, dude? Why haven't you posted it, or have I missed it? There's a lot going on in that Discord. Where did you post it in the Discord? Which channel? Where? Oh. You just got... none of that... Okay, I see. You just posted it. This is all stuff I already saw on Twitter. Boo, this guy sucks. I already saw all this stuff. Posted all this stuff. You're so behind, dude. I've seen all this stuff. Yeah, I actually did see that in my Discord. I didn't realize it was Donovan who posted it. I thought he was just reposting stuff from Twitter because I'd seen all that stuff on Twitter. Camp Farms 2 hours away from you, Jordan. Nice. Bring me pictures of Superman, exactly. I like slow burns too, but like it's gotta be something that interests me. Like Once Upon a Time in the West is one of my favorite movies of all time, and that is like the slow burn of slow burns. But that's because I was super interested in like what was going on. But yeah, it's like it just depends what grabs you and what's not. Because like Blade Runner is one of those movies that never grabbed me either. It's one of those things where it's like, just never grabbed me. I need to open a window. It is getting a little hot in here. Ugh. Change the goalpost. I said pictures of Superman. There were no pictures of Superman. I said from the beginning, bring me pictures of Superman. There were none. Zero. I never moved the Kosa. F. This is why Donovan works at a movie theater and not as a freaking photojournalist. Alright, I got Incredible Hulk. Where I'm gonna put all this stuff. I don't think I have like any Hulk things set up yet because I don't have like all my Hulk stuff is like trades. I don't have any packages of Hulk other than the hat. So yeah, Alien vs Predator could have been so cool. What movies do I have? Because my AMC A list is currently filled up. I have all. Oh yeah, you know what I'm gonna be seeing. I already did it because I saw, what was it? Return of the King was like 4 hours long. So I've already been in the theaters for like 4 hours. But I'm going to do it again with Lawrence of Arabia in August. That is... I have tickets for that. 4 hours and 12 minutes. I've never seen Lawrence of Arabia, but it's being re-released in theaters, so I'm like, hell yeah, I'll go do it. 4 hours and 12 minutes. I got tickets for Twisters, which I don't really care about, but Ian wanted to see it, so we got his tickets. Deadpool and Wolverine, of course. Long Legs, and Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which I've never seen Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That's being re-released in theaters. Then I gotta get tickets for Horizon Part 2. Taking a picture of this one dude because I think he was serious. I couldn't fully tell. You couldn't fully tell? Can't tell if he's... Bruh. Dr. Disrespect is an expert. I think with Dr. Disrespect, he's either going to disappear from the face of the earth or he's going to become like an Andrew Tate type, like, kick streamer. I think that's what's going to happen. One of the two. He's either going to, like, you're never going to hear from him again, or he's going to be like... one of those, like, what's it called? Like, manosphere type dudes. Like, red pill manosphere type guys. That's my prediction. One of the two. The woke mob tried to cancel me. That statement was wild. Alright, what am I doing? Yeah, I'm excited for Close Encounters. You know what made me mad? There's only one, Regal was playing Nolan's movies in theaters. There was only one Nolan movie I haven't seen, which is Insomnia. It's the only one of his I haven't seen. They're playing that in theaters. Like, yes, the first time I get to see Insomnia in theaters. Then they pulled it to play Dark Knight Rises. Ah. Made me very upset. Very, very upset. What am I doing? Oh. Is wearing glasses and talking to people, couldn't tell. Gosh dang it. You could have done. Alright, so at least, alright. I have all 13 issues of the current run of Incredible Hulk, so that's good. I misplaced a lot of stuff. Alright, so let's do... I'm gonna do Hulk. Do Incredible Hulk or Hulk? We'll just do Hulk. Alright, we got Hulk. Yeah, it made me upset. I saw Dark Knight. I went back and saw Dark Knight in theaters, which was cool. Which was my first time able to do that. Because when Dark Knight originally came out in theaters, I was 10 years old. My dad said, no, Joker's too scary. I can't go see it. Ian got to see it because he's older. But I didn't get to see it when it originally came out in theaters. It's like, damn it. Ian and my dad went to go see it. So this re-release was my first time seeing Dark Knight in theaters. So that was cool. Still great. Still it amazes me how bad Nolan is with like hand-to-hand combat scenes though. Like he's so good at like the big set pieces. When it comes to like hand-to-hand, like figure it out or get like a second unit guy who's good at it. Cause gosh dang Nolan, he's so bad at it. Like the Batman's yeah, it's like Adam West level, except you don't get the booms and the pows. It's like it's really bad. Because of the Joker. Yeah, dude, I was 10. I wasn't allowed to freaking see it. I was so upset. Especially because Ian was talking about how cool Joker was. Now he's the best part of the movie. And how the movie was amazing. It was his favorite movie of all time. Blah, blah. And he was like, it's so good, blah, blah, blah. You know, Dad's like, no, you can't see it. Joker's too scary. It's like, gosh, dang it. Nostalgia critic Joker profile. Which is funny because, like, I don't know if all parents are like this, but like Mike, for instance, Mike's like 8-year-old daughter was watching, I can't remember, some like insane like R-rated horror movie the other day, just like by herself, just watch. She's like, oh, she's gonna watch blah blah. I was like, what? It's like, Mike, what are you doing? It's like, okay, different strokes for different folks, I guess. I was like, I couldn't see the PG-13 Dark Knight because of how Joker was, but like Mike's kids are just watching like horrific horror movies when they're like 8 years old. It's like, okay. Each their own. The profile picture on here. It's Great profile pic. All right, let's get Neil before Zod. Because, okay, I have Neil before Zod in one of these. By that, I meant I had issue 1 of Neil before Zod in there. Yeah, DJ Dad, kids got free reign. Been crazy in the Discord because of the, yeah, they go a little feral for Madden. I was waiting for Madden 25. Where did I put the rest of? Oh, did I put it down there? Superman 2. Alright, Neil for 2. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 6 is the newest. Yeah, 6 is the newest issue. Alright. So I've got all the issues Neil for Zod, which is good. I didn't misplace any of those. Woo! I really don't care about. I'm probably gonna end up seeing Joker just because like I end up seeing anything that piques my interest, like even the tiniest bit. But I just don't really care about Joker 2 at all. The first Joker movie was one of those movies where it's like it's fine. I don't regret seeing it, but I'm never gonna watch it again. But it's like, yeah, burned. Yeah, same. Madden's been boring for a long time now, but I just kept it going because everyone liked doing it. And it kind of kept everyone, because no one really plays any games together, but that's the one thing that like kept everyone together. So that's why I was like, I'll keep it going. But yeah, kind of like 2 seasons after Ian had initially stopped, I got bored with the Madden. I was like, I'll just keep going with it. And you still got some fun matchups occasionally. The real Batman. I don't know. I think the real Batman would capitalize the being Batman did. Cobra Commander. Issue 2. Commander issue 3. All I'm missing is issue 1, which I know is in one of these stacks somewhere. I know Cobra Commander issue 1 is somewhere. What's your rarest comic? I can go grab it. Give me 1 sec. I'm not a big like rare comic collector like Key Comics type guy, but I have Deathstroke's first appearance, which I personally went and got signed by George Perez years ago, and then last year I met Marv Wolfman and finally got him to sign it. So Deathstroke's first appearance, which I got signed by George Perez and Marv Wolfman, is really cool meeting those guys. But yeah, that's my rarest comic. That right there, which I don't have slabbed or anything. I just have it in like the original like bag and board that it came in when I bought it forever ago. But yeah, that's my rarest comic right there. Yeah, rip the goat, George Perez. What games have you been playing recently? I've been playing through. Because I rewatched the Lord of the Rings movies in theaters. I replayed Shadow of Mordor. I'm currently replaying Shadow of War. Yeah, I got the first appearance forever ago, like a long time ago, and it's probably shot up in price since then. I was saving up my money and I bought it, and then I went and I met George Perez at Tampa Bay Comic-Con, and then I met Marv Wolfman last year at Washington SummerCon, which it was so cool to talk to him about Deathstroke. It was so cool. That was one of my favorite experiences. Ghost or Amelia. Well, that's the thing. There's not like much to play right now. And when Mitch gets on, when we could 5-man CS, that was kind of fun. Now that CS2 isn't completely awful again. No, I haven't played Helldivers. True. Yeah, Mitch freaking Honey Dick this is like, oh, CS is fun, and then never gets on again, sad. OG Bounders, Deathstroke issue. That's what I got. I believe I got Marv to sign that one. I got him to sign a couple comics. I got him to sign the first appearance of Nightwing, and the first appearance of Deathstroke. And I think I got him to sign that issue of City of Assassins as well, I believe. I can't remember. Yes, here it is. Cobra Commander issue number 1. Let's go. Alright, so I have all the Cobra Commander issues. I have to find someone to gut for a bag and board, though. Punisher, Jigsaw Puzzle Part 3 of 6. You are getting your bag and board taken away. Sorry. Yeah. Alright. Shadow War and Mordor story before the Lord of the Rings trilogy? I believe so. That's what it feels like, but I'm not 100% sure. But Shadow of War has like the better gameplay, but Shadow of Mordor has the better story. Cause Shadow of War kind of like slogs towards the end because it becomes a grind fest because they introduce microtransactions. Try to get you to be like, oh, you don't want to grind through this, you can just do this. Alright, so I got all the issues of Neil Farzad, Cobra Commander, Incredible Hulk. These issues of Superman and Action Comics are going to need to put up. I think I have. Let's try to get Green Arrow. Try to get Green Arrow organized a bit. My rarest is Action Comics and Grant gave it to me. The OG Action Comics #1 or a reprint? Because if you have the OG, that's crazy. You have like an original print. The rest of Green Arrow might be in one of these boxes. Oh wait, no, we have some more right here. There's some more Green Arrow right here. Alright. Yeah, copy. Yeah, I've got a reprint as well. Spawn is really good. I'm so far behind on Gunslinger, but I have all the issues of Gunslinger Spawn. I need to catch up. Depends which reprint you have. But this latest series seems to run out of steam after the first arc. Oh yeah, agreed. But also, you know, it was supposed to be like a limited run, and then it kept going. Also, there's too many damn characters. We need to focus on Ollie and not all these. Also, like it repeats its arc. Like it does the whole arc, and then it turns out that Merlin's behind it, and then it repeats it again to where Merlin comes back and does the same thing that he did before. And it's like, why are we rerunning this again? But yeah, that's. Alright, so let's get the G.I. Joe stuff in line as well. What are you guys reading, though? Anyone in chat reading any comics they'd recommend? What are you guys currently reading right now? The rest of the issues of Duke, where did I put those? They're somewhere around here. Somewhere. Yeah, it's all story. But we're getting a new creative team on Green Arrow because Joshua Williams was dropping a lot of books, which is good because he's been taking on way too much. But he's dropping a lot of his DC stuff, including Green Arrow. But Green Arrow's going to continue, which I was sad at first because like, oh no, does this mean Green Arrow's going to end? But then he's like, no, Green Arrow's going to keep going. So I'm still reading my Blackest Night Omni. Donovan, I don't know if I've ever met a slower reader than you in my entire life. Dude. Read Bleach soon. Gotta finish Punisher Max Volume 1, though. The only manga I've read is Vinland Saga. I've read the first 10 volumes of Vinland Saga. And it's pretty good. I enjoy Vinland Saga, but I'll say after my goat exited, it hasn't been as good. Askeladd was my goat. I loved Askeladd. Best. I don't know if anyone else has read Vinland Saga or watched the anime, but Askeladd's such a good character. But Vinland Saga is still pretty good. It's just definitely slowed down. Working my way through Mark Waid's Daredevil. I love Volume 1, but Volumes 2, 3 haven't. I have the first volume. I've read the first volume of Mark Waid's Daredevil, and I think I've read a few back issues, but I haven't read all of Mark Waid's Daredevil. I finished a little bit ago. I finished Brubaker's Daredevil because I had like a lot of his back issues, but I didn't have all of it. And then what was the thing? And then at the Emerald City Comic Con, I got the first volume of the omnibus of Brubaker's Daredevil. So I was like, yes, I can finally read it all in order and not like these pieces and parts because I just had random back issues. And then right after I finished that, they they reprinted the second volume of Brubaker's Daredevil. So I was like, yes, so I bought that and I've read all of Brubaker's Daredevil now, and it's really good. Yeah, Vinland's Saga is really good. I liked it a lot, especially those like first like 4 or 5 volumes. Oh my goodness, dude. I couldn't like talk about a page turner. I just kept going. Like, oh man. Askeladd though, Askeladd's what really made it for me. I heard Conan the Savage Sword is really good. Enjoying Garth Ennis' output on 007, the new Fury Punisher Mini and Rogue Trooper. Yeah, I've heard his 007 is good. I need to I read like the first issue of Philip Kennedy Johnson's 007 and I liked it. I need to finish the rest of it. Nightwing 1996, nice. Have you read Daniel Warren Johnson's Transformers? No, I heard it's like the best thing ever, and it's selling really well. But I have not read it because I just don't care about Transformers. I never got into Transformers. Like, choosing like my 80s toy that I loved was G.I. Joe. I just never cared about Transformers. Like, I've seen the movies, and that's it. I've never... I heard it's great. I like Daniel Warren Johnson, but... I don't really care. Yeah, Marvel is really bad at reprints, especially with like doing like any type of collected editions, trades, hardcovers. They slack real hard in that department a lot. But they reprinted the Brubaker omnibus, so that was good, especially just in time after I had read the first volume. So I was like, cool. man, dude, Matt screws over a lot of people. Punisher's great for the little bit he's in that, though, in that prison arc. I was reading House of Brainiac, Spawn, main book, World's Finest, both Green Lantern books, Rook, Exodus, Greiger, Absolute Power. Nice, nice. Like I said, I read the first issue of World's Finest and thought it was okay and thought it was mainly carried by the art. Didn't read it. It just went on sale like last week on like Kindle for like $1 for like the first 2 volumes. So I bought it, but I haven't read it yet because I have a trip to Australia later this year, and in October, that's the boys' trip this year, going to Australia. And I'm like, I got some digital comics to read because I got like a tablet that I specifically bought for that trip, and I'm gonna read World's Finest during that like plane ride. So that was my plan, because like reading physical comics on a plane is annoying, but reading it on a tablet's a lot easier. I read like 4 or 5 issues at a time. You just gotta sit down, tune everything else out, put on, well, my strat depends on the comic, but I get my noise canceling headphones, go full retard mode, put my headphones on, put on like the Man of Steel soundtrack, read whatever I'm reading, and that's how it goes. Or like, you know, whatever soundtrack fits the vibe of whatever I'm reading, and that helps me get locked in because it's so easy to get distracted. Yeah, well, I'm gonna be in Australia for like 2 days, and then it's mainly New Zealand actually, but because we never planned to go to Australia or anything, but my sister like travels all the time, and she like monitors flights, and she's like, flights to Australia are super cheap, and they were like, it's like $750 world for round trip, which is incredibly cheap for going over there. So like, okay, so we're gonna go over to Australia for like 2 days, then fly over to New Zealand since they're all in the same area, spend most of the time in New Zealand, and then fly back to Australia and fly back. It's gonna be like an 18-hour flight overall though, because we gotta fly to San Francisco and then to Australia. It's like 3 hours to San Fran and then like 14 hours to Australia. Oh, that's the longest flight I've ever been on. I've never been on a flight that long, so that's gonna be fun. But it'll be cool. I'm gonna go to the Shire in New Zealand, see some of the Lord of the Rings stuff. So that'll be cool. Run into the Reaper, that'd be sick. Robert Whittaker. The Lake Inspired. See Logan. Thanks for stopping by, I mean. Logan with the had to hit us with a low-key flex as he left. Like, yeah, I'm off to a swim party. Alright, I need to actually start putting these in boxes, so we gotta switch to the crappy headset mic.
We're at the crappy headset mic. Because I'm gonna be time to go mobile. I don't know why I moved this mic. Wonder if I can I balance this on my beef liver pills? Alright. Alright. You know what I can actually do to look at chat? Raw dog it, no music. I mean, I could. Let me pull up friggin'. Does everything sound alright? I mean, I know it sounds bad, but it does not sound too bad. Alright, let's pull up chat. Alright, let's go. I've got chat on here. Woo! Maybe this might help. Alright. Like raw dog in Australia, if I no way. That'd be the worst. Bad White Knight universe, they were about to introduce one. I don't know. this with my AirPod. Yeah, listen, you know, we have a little bit drop of quality right now, but you know, this is how we gotta do. So we can move around. All right. Superman Action Comics are actually two things I already have kind of organized, so I can just put that in a spot. All right. Action Comics. Yes, Action Comics. Go right here. Superman number 14. That's House of Brainiac special number 1. Missing Superman issue number. Gosh dang. Where did I put that one? Whatever. This goes right here. Alright. Now I gotta figure out where I want to put everything else. Why'd this go to sleep? Breathing. You know how it be. I just realized I think I'm gonna have that mic a little too close to my face. Alright. Let's hope it sounds a little better. No, that's not right up in my mouth. Alright. You know, for Zod, I guess I can put with my Superman comics. My Superman comics are kind of... What do I have all in here with Superman? I've got Lex Luthor, Man of Steel, I got Superman Lost, Superboy, Superman Confidential. Yeah, I just have all my... So I guess Zod will go in a different box, but I gotta figure out what box Zod will go in. It's all so complicated. Hulk right now is in his own box. He's just in his own world. What are we gonna put in the box with Hulk? I gotta figure out what I'm putting in the box with Hulk. I forget my camera's down here. Because we move. I wonder if PGA is going to return to the Last God series. I hope so. The series is great. Freaking, we're finally getting into summer weather here. In Florida. In Washington. And it is getting hot now. Alright, I have Green Arrow comics somewhere around here. I haven't written a Green Arrow comic divider, though. Where did I put the comic dividers? How did I lose my comic dividers already? Buried underneath something. Oh, there they are. Alright, here's the comic dividers. Here's A Sharpie. The Last God, dude. The Last God. It's so good. I don't know why we haven't got... I don't know. Well, PKJ got... Thankfully, like, that kind of, like, spun him into a lot of different things. Like, he's done a lot of cool things. Everything he's done, I've really enjoyed so far. Superman, his run on Superman Action Comics, Green Lantern War Journal. He's done a lot of cool stuff. Just looking for audiobook. Just read. Yeah, you could read. I will say that's the only, because when it comes to books, I do audiobooks. For comic books, easy to read, easy mode. But for books, I have the same problem though when I listen to them as when I read them, which is like, I'm listening and because I do it a lot when I go for walks. Like if I go for a walk or I go for a run, I listen to audiobooks and I'll just like, mind is somewhere else, and 5 minutes later I'm like, what happened in the past 5 minutes? Like currently I'm listening to a book on Jesse James, which I didn't realize Jesse James was like so evil. Like I knew he wasn't a good guy, you know, bank robber and all that, but oh my goodness, he was like the Confederate strongest soldier, dude. Jesse James was like, he was one of them boys. He was big into the Confederacy, huge. I didn't realize Jesse James was like a straight up like evil dude. Like I said, I knew he was a bad guy, but listening to this book, I was like, damn, Jesse James is not the greatest of fellas. Alright, what am I doing? I'm doing Green Arrow. That's what I'm doing. Read while following along on audiobook? What? That sounds kind of psychotic. What? Yeah, Philip St. Johnson hasn't been to like any of the cons up here, which is sad. Yeah, dude, pictures is what makes it better. Alright, Green Arrow is what I'm doing. My handwriting is so ass, dude. My handwriting is bad. Alright, I have a Green Arrow is in one of these already. Also, side note, this is the Mark Millar book I was talking about earlier, King of Spies, which I enjoyed. I have the first 2 issues of it. I read the first 2 issues, which are good. I just didn't end up getting the rest because I didn't have it in my pull, and I didn't see it when I went back to my shop for the other following issues. All right, which one of these has Green Arrow? I have plastic on my leg. Attention span. Yeah, it'd be like that. It'd be like that. I have this backwards. This one definitely doesn't have Green Arrow on it. Yeah, that's a Marvel one. This, I think, is like a more independent one. Yeah, it's got Junkyard Joe Gideon Falls. Does this have Green Arrow? This is one that I just threw everything in. Oh, this has some Green Arrow. Yes, yes. Alright, it's got some Green Arrow. I have all of this out of order. I just threw all this in this box. I didn't order any of it. But this just has Brightest Day Green Arrow. I feel like I have another box that actually has more Green Arrow than just this. I think. Year of the Villain. Remember Year of the Villain? Good times. Bloodshot. Yeah, this is one of those random ones. I just threw everything in this box. Everything I had. Got some Shazam in here. Alright, I think there's another box that has Green Arrow, I want to say. So I don't put any videos. You play games. Get your degree next year, nice. I don't think I've played, like, the Ghost of Tsushima, got released on PC this year, but I don't think I've played any actual game that came out this year, because Ghost of Tsushima was just like a re-release port, I don't think I've played any game that's actually... I'm gonna play Space Marine 2 when that comes out. I don't think there's anything else. I don't know what else comes out this year. This is like a weak year for gaming for me personally. Wolverine. I know I have Wolverine somewhere. I needed a Wolverine divider. Wolverine. Military industrial. You going into the military? Is that the plan? What's over here? This is another. This got Last God, G.I. Joe, Criminal. Oh, this has a lot of stuff in it. This has a bag of comics as well. Okay. I got so lazy. I got so lazy at organizing my comics. I also have another long box in my. Oh, here's some Green Arrow. Okay, this was the box I was thinking of. I think that had some more Green Arrow in it. All right. All right. Found a plot to put some Green Arrow. This is where I'm gonna. That's some cool Animal Man back issues. Look at these old Animal Man back issues. Good at. Tom Veitch and Steve Dillon. Just waiting on GTA 6. I played a little bit of GTA 5 and I just couldn't really get into it. This has one issue of Green Arrow. What? Is the rest of Green Arrow somewhere else? Flash forward, goated book. Got some more. Man, I have Green Lantern spread out everywhere too. Okay, here's more Green Arrow. Yes, this is what I was looking for. Yes. Okay, alright. This is what I was looking for. Don't cry for justice, the fall of Green Arrow. Alright, so we can actually organize Green Arrow now. Until GTA 6 comes out. What are the big releases left for this year? I don't even know what we got left. Alright, let me organize this. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8, 9. 6, 7. 10. 11. 5. Punisher Soviets in there? Okay. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright. Green Arrow. Duplicates of some Green Arrow, nice. It's cooked at this point? Why is the Wonder Woman game cooked at this point? God, bastard, someone else. Glory to Lockheed Martin. Nice. Hey, military, you get a lot of good benefits at least. Just don't marry the don't marry the first girl you meet within 2.5 seconds of meeting her. That's the tip number 1 of military advice. Living on base isn't that bad. It's not worth throwing everything away. Gears of War E-Day. I saw that stuff. It looks alright. I thought didn't we get some stuff coming out recently about the Wonder Woman game? I'm excited for that. Did something else bad happen with it? Especially replaying the Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor games. I'm excited. Alright. Oh man, look at this. Special edition number 1, free. Oh boy. Alright. Get some Green Arrow right here. Not exactly everything in order, but that's fine. Just gotta get all the Green Arrow together. Let's put Green Arrow in here. I know there's more Green Arrow in those stacks, but we're just gonna leave that alone for right now. In this short box that is falling apart. It's crappily made. No gameplay, anything. Yeah, I saw some of the concept stuff that sounds pretty cool, though. I'm excited. I hope they do well with the story, because that's one of the things with the Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor games, is the stories are kind of... They're alright. They're not the best. Guggenheim. Remember Arrow? remember the first 2 seasons of Arrow. I remember, it'd be weird to go back and watch the first 2 seasons of Arrow. All right, Cobra Commander. I had to put this in with. I think G.I. Joe is in this box, but I feel like G.I. Joe might be in another box as well. All right, I got Snake Eyes. All right, let's separate Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. Alright, these are all just, I'm not going to separate America's Elite and Special for all that. I'm just going to put G.I. Joe as G.I. Joe. I don't do anything real special with that. Let's just separate the Snake Eyes from it. Some criminal back issues, Deadly Class, Detective Comics is in here for some reason. That's the wrong spot for that. Yeah. Survivor brought the show back, shot themselves in the foot immediately afterwards. Sounds about right. Remember when Olicity was just like a stupid fan thing, and then they made it an actual thing? That was cool. That was great. Oh man. Remember the Mirakuru? For some reason, the League of Assassins people, just the Mirakuru soldiers had no effect on them. A lot of dumb stuff. G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe. Got G.I. Joe right there. Speaking of the Last God, we've got some Last God in here. Lost so much money, I don't know if W want to make another game. Yeah, I don't know why. You see those where they this could be a multi-billion-dollar franchise, that leaked stuff? This could be a multi-billion-dollar franchise. It's what are you talking about? In what world is this a multi-billion-dollar franchise? Who would have thought that? It looked awful from the beginning. That was hilarious. All right. Let's do a G.I. Joe divider. Yeah, when they brought in Raish, when they brought in Australian Raish, I remember that. Because they just gave all the Batman storylines, they just made him Batman. So dumb. Alright, we got G.I. Joe. Boom. G.I. Joe. Alright, I have Cobra Commander right here. I'm just going to include Cobra Commander under G.I. Joe. Snake Eye's the only one I'm going to separate. So, Duke and Cobra Commander can both go in there. Blood Tree is somewhere around here as well. This is backwards. Just the way this is. That's a lot of Star Wars stuff. Arrow did a lot of weird stuff. I stopped watching though. Season 4 was so bad. I remember season 4 just being awful. Man, Manu Bennett was so cool though for a little bit as Deathstroke. Manu Bennett has one of the coolest voices ever. His voice is so sick. Love Manu Bennett. Alright. What's in this box? Oh, this, yes, this name is declassified. That's what we can throw in there. Alright. Let me write a Snake Eyes one. I'm waiting. We haven't got an announcement on a Snake Eyes miniseries yet for the Energon universe that's currently going on. was surprised about that, and he wasn't on like the cover for the announcement for the G.I. Joe ongoing either. I watched like the first 2 episodes of Ninja Kaimu, if that's the show that I'm thinking of. The action was cool. Everything else was not my jam. I was not the biggest fan of it. Cause like the past year or so has been like my alright, I'm gonna expand into more like anime and manga stuff. So like I read the first 10 volumes of Vinland Saga, enjoyed that a lot. I watched all of Cowboy Bebop and the movie, really enjoyed that. I watched that ninja show, it was not that great. I watched the Cyberpunk anime, which was fantastic. I love that. I've slowly been getting into some of that stuff. Alright, we've got Snake Eyes spot. Check the anti-sequel chat. I have not read Berserk. I need to, though. Finn Jones? No! Not Finn. Finn Jones, no. Poor Danny Rand. Danny Rand has been treated like crap in the comics. That's something about reading Brubaker's Daredevil. It's like, oh yeah, because he was like writing Iron Fist around this time too. It's like, oh yeah, he was really good at writing Iron Fist, and Danny Rand's been treated like crap in the comics as of late. Blame, alright. I've not heard of Blame at all. What am I looking for? That's something that was that lined up nicely though. That was cool though. It was like I did my whole watch of Cowboy Bebop. I watched the Cowboy Bebop movie, and then like a couple months later they re-released the Cowboy Bebop movie in theaters. So I was like, oh, so I watched it once on Blu-ray, and then I got to watch it again in theaters, and that was cool. Really, really good show. What am I looking for next? Probably get the Green Lanterns in line. Yeah. I have a lot of Green Lanterns everywhere. Yeah, let me continue. Yeah, it's not a good time to be an Iron fan, or Danny Rand fan. It's a tough time. Oh, I have more green. There's a Green Arrow issue snuck in the middle of these Green Lanterns. That's Jonah Hex. That's not. Yeah, there's the random Green Arrow issue. That's Green Arrow, Green Lantern, so that can stay. That's fine. Yeah. We gotta separate War Journal from Green Lantern, though. Did I? I feel like I wrote, or did I not? I guess I didn't. No, I didn't. I was like, did I do a Green Lantern divider? Just action scenery. That's fine with me. Yeah, I heard the Cowboy Bebop live action show on Netflix was great. It was really good. Yeah, I don't. Just looking at the cast of that, it didn't look too good. And also, man, I couldn't imagine how insufferable like live action Ed would be. Oh my goodness, live action Ed's got to be the worst thing of all time. But yeah, no, I'm good on all that. I watched what I watched on Netflix. I finally watched Mindhunter season 2. I watched Tires. I watched anything else? I didn't get around to watching Black Flag. Or whatever it's called, the pirate show. I watched The Killer for a third time. I don't know if I watched anything else on Netflix. Oh, The Gentleman. I watched The Gentleman Show. Which Gentleman Show was good, but the movie was much better. What am I looking for? What was it? Oh, Green Lantern. Read the Mindhunter book. Nice. Yeah, because I loved season 1 of Mindhunter, and when season 2 came out, Ian was like on a trip somewhere. I was like, oh, I'm gonna wait for him to get back to watch it, and he watched all of it on the plane. And I was like, oh. And so then I just didn't end up watching season 2, and we didn't have Netflix for the longest time because Netflix has like nothing and is super expensive. It was like $20 for a month. It's ridiculous. So I got a month of it just to watch mainly The Gentleman and Tires. But then I Mindhunter season 2. I was like, I'll watch that too. Netflix has I was going through Netflix's like library. They have like nothing that's not their original stuff. They have like no movies. I hate Netflix. Freaking their whole library sucks. It's all just like, you like Netflix original stuff because that's all we've got. Netflix is hella expensive. Insanely expensive. Alright, let's put Green Lantern here. Where'd I put Green Lantern? Green Lantern's right here. Gotta put the newest issues of Green Lantern right here, which gotta make sure these are all Green Lantern, right? Yep, alright. Any mic playing in there stuff? No, I forgot all about that stuff being on Netflix. I forgot all about that stuff. I heard that stuff's good though. I have a guy I work with who's said it was pretty good. He liked House of Usher. I have not watched any of that stuff though. I heard it's good though. I said I watched Mindhunter season 2. I watched The Killer for the third time. I watched The Gentleman. I watched Tires. That was it. Alright, now we need Green Lantern War Journal. We're just gonna do Green Lantern War, because my handwriting's really bad. Oh, and I just smudged it now. Green Lantern War. Although there really is a storyline called Green Lantern, so whatever. Whatever, we're fine. Alright. Green Lantern War Journal right there. We're incredible. Yeah, I've heard a lot about Midnight Mass as well. I've seen a lot of people say Midnight Mass is great, but I have not gotten around to checking it out. And I don't know when I'll have Netflix again, because I bought that 1 month and instantly canceled, because I'm like, I'm not getting another month of Netflix, and my month is over now. Because Netflix just doesn't have enough. I guess the next time we'll get it is probably for the final season of Stranger Things. Because I don't know what else Netflix has that, like, I feel like there's some movie, but every time a new movie comes out that's a Netflix exclusive, I always try to go to anytime it plays in theaters. Like with the Hitman, I just watched that in theaters, so I didn't have to get Netflix for it. Narcos is great. Those first two that first season is one of the best seasons of TV I've like ever watched. That first season of Narcos is incredible. Season 2 is really good as well, but that first season is like my boy, what's his name? He was in Bike Riders. What's his name? Garrett. No, not Garrett Hedlund. That's the guy from Tron. Why can't I think of his name? Boyd Holbrook. Boyd Holbrook. Go. Wish he's in more stuff. My wife likes Bridgerton and Crown too much. Get rid of Netflix. I've tried. F. Yeah, like if you want like 4K no ads, it was legit like $20. It was insane. Which I just got a month of it, so I was like, I want to watch this stuff, and like I hate waiting for ads. I got this 4K TV I paid for. Like I want to use it to the full extent, so I was like, I'm just gonna drop the $20 for the 1 month. Refusing to do physical release anymore, despite the company being built off as that's what kills me about The Killer. I hate it so much because The Killer is a Fincher's movie that came out last year. One of my favorite movies from last year. I love that movie. I have a poster of it in the hallway. I love that movie, and it's only on Netflix. I was hoping because Criterion has done some physical releases for a few Netflix movies, but it's far and few in between. I don't know like what qualifies or how they get it, and I was like, please do a Killer physical release, please. I'd buy that on 4K instantly, but it's only on Netflix, which makes me very sad. Like I just got Andor the other day because screw Disney Plus. We had Disney Plus during that time, don't have Disney Plus anymore, but I got Andor because it's like I don't want to, if I want to rewatch Andor, I don't want to have to get Disney Plus again. So yeah, that's the first like Star Wars Blu-ray I've bought since Rogue One, as far as the new stuff, you know. He had to pirate his own shows. Nice. That was funny. I like at Emerald City Comic Con, there's like a guy that has a booth where he like straight up like pirates, like rips stuff off of streamers and puts them on like Blu-rays and charges like $100 for it. It's crazy. I'm so excited for Andor Season 2. That's like the only Andor Season 2 and the Next Jedi Knight game is like the only Star Wars stuff. You never finished Andor? Andor's so good and that final arc is fantastic. There are some lulls in it, and I don't understand the people who's I've seen a lot of people that are like, I personally think Andor is the greatest Star Wars anything ever. And it's like, okay, I won't go that far. I don't agree with that. I don't think it's as good as the original trilogy, but it's still really good, and I really enjoyed Andor. But it definitely has some lulls. But yeah. What was I doing? Do I have a... Okay, I do have a Wolverine one. Where's my box with Wolverine? I think Wolverine's in... Which one of these is Wolverine in? Wolverine's not in that one. Wolverine is in one of these. Well, I expect that of Donovan. I called Robert this, but it's actually kind of fits Donovan. Was it Professor Calamitous from Jimmy Neutron, the guy who couldn't finish anything? Remember, he'd eat like half a jelly donut. He'd read like 5 pages of book. Like he couldn't ever finish anything. That's Donovan, dude. Donovan reads like 2 issues of a comic. Watches 3 episodes of a TV show. Professor Calamitous. The cop guy was so boring. The cop guy is the weakest part of the show. The guy that lives with his mom. I agree. But Andor's really, it's really good. Once it really picks up also at the end of for me at the end of the heist arc is where it really like got real good. Because I was still kind of like, this is okay when the heist arc happened. Because I didn't care about any of the other characters involved with the heist. And then it got like really good after like the end of the heist is cool and all that other stuff, and it's like really good. And Skarsgård's fantastic, maybe the best part of the show. And the prison arc is the best arc in the show. It's great. You finished Kenobi, good job. Also, isn't Kenobi like 6 episodes? But good job nonetheless. Does this have... Which one of these has Wolverine? One of the long boxes in my other room has Wolverine. I forgot. Ugh. Is that the anti-circuit arc? No, the high anti-circus is the prison arc. The heist arc is a different arc. Oh my goodness, I'm running out of room. Ugh. How many is Andor? Does it tell me on here? Andor is longer, I believe. It's on 3 discs, so. Alright, yeah, this has Wolverine. Where does Wolverine start? The Wolverine's first appearance reprint. Ooh, I found this forever ago at my OG comic shop back in Florida. I remember seeing that reprint. I was like, oh. Throw Wolverine in there. Boom. There we go. Well, so there you go. The best team can be the rip straight from Rebels. Which scene are you talking about? What's up, Aiden? Just buy a bookstore at this point. Yeah, I got a good bit. There's still more in my other room. What was the best part you're talking about from Kenobi Rebels? Because to me, like, man, dude, if they got rid of the Reva stuff, they could have made. Because Reva, did any of you guys other than Donovan watch Kenobi? Because my goodness, oh, the mass break. Yeah, that was cool. Reva is such a horrifically awful character. Also, the actress can't act that plays her, which that doesn't help. But she's a horribly written character as well. And that was, oh my goodness, Reva dragged down that show so much. Yeah, Reva was so bad. Like the final episode, because every episode is kind of mixed on. Every episode's like, oh, there's some good stuff here, bad stuff here, good stuff here, bad stuff here. And the final episode was like, other than the Reva stuff, everything was really good. Like that confrontation between Obi-Wan and like the dialogue and the fight itself was really good. The only critique I'd have really of it was it wasn't lit the best. Like I'm fine with lightsaber fights during nighttime, but you can still light it a little better to where you can see things a bit better. But other than that, which is kind of like more of a nitpick, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that final. Giving up. F. Watch the final episode, Danny. Just watch the final episode. The final episode is pretty good. The final episode, I was surprised at how good it was. Just the Reva stuff, dude. Ugh. Her chasing... so dumb. So dumb. I don't know who thought Reva would be a good character, but they were wrong. They were dead wrong. What do I have in this long box, dude? I also, I'm going to find out when I get... Next year will be the first time I go back to Florida since I moved to Washington in 2017. I'll find out if I have any of my comics that I left there if my dad threw them all away. So, that'll be interesting. Alright, I've got X-Men in here, Dark Wolverine. Alright, so this is mainly an X-Men box. We got X-Men and Captain America. Hey, did you guys read he came out a few years ago, but it was good. Was Chip Zdarsky's Invaders? This made me want I wanted him to write Captain America after I read this, because it was actually really good. Danny, just watch the final episode, Danny. It's good. Fully bet Kenobi and Leia running around for Rebel with Supergirl. Agreed. It would have been much better if they would have just focused on him. Like, Reva was unneeded. She didn't offer anything. And also, her surviving getting stabbed by a lightsaber multiple times by Vader was so stupid. Or is one hell of a truck. Yeah, I haven't been back there since 2017, but Mike's getting married next year. So that's why I'm going back. So I'll be back in Florida for the first time since 2017. So we'll see. We'll see how it is. Probably everything the same. I don't know. But they got freaking, like, in my hometown, we got cool stuff since I left. Like, we have a Taco Bell now. We didn't have a Taco Bell. We had to drive 20 minutes to get a Taco Bell when I lived there. Now we've got a Taco Bell in my hometown. It's like, damn it. You got work in an hour. Is everyone just going to see A Quiet Place? Please tell me that everyone in Ohio is going to see Horizon. Is anyone seeing Horizon at your theaters, Donovan? Or is it like at my theater where, like, no one was going to see it? The only thing I've read from Zdarsky is Howard Duck. If Daphne Keene's character. Nice. Yeah, and they had to stab her 3 times in the chest to make it sure to be like, listen, bro. We don't all grow up in the great California smog. Some of us grow up in the middle of nowhere, and if you get a Taco Bell, it's lit. Okay? You guys acting like too good for Taco Bell. All we had... What did we have there? We had McDonald's and KFC as far as fast food options. We had McDonald's, KFC. We had a Checkers that got shut down because they were selling drugs out of that Checkers. That Checkers was great, but then they got shut down for selling drugs. There's barely anyone in... But I'm quite... Damn it, dude. I'll die for Newsom. I thought they were going to push Newsom for the candidate. I thought they were going to, like, roll Joe out of there and pull Newsom in. But nah, dude, they had Biden's corpse up there. Baja Blast makes Taco Bell A tier. Pure Baja Blast and the actually rotating new items. That's one thing that Taco Bell does better than every fast food place, is the fact that, like, you go to Taco Bell, and there's constantly new stuff there. I enjoy that. I haven't been to Taco Bell in a few weeks, though. It's not like I don't really go to fast food. There's only one place I go, like, as fast food short-ish regularly, which is, it's a chain out here called Burger Master, because there's one by the comic shop I go to, and it's at, like, an old-school drive-in. Like, you drive up, you flash your lights on that you want to order, and then they bring you, like, your burger, and, like, they can put it on, like, a thing on your window, and it's, like, old school. So I like that. But what I do is I get my comics, I drive to Burger Master, I get a burger, I read my comics, and that's what I do. It's like tradition. I do that, like, once every 2 weeks. But other than that, not really a lot of fast food places I go to at the moment. But when I was growing up, oh, dude, I would have killed for a Taco Bell. We had to drive, like, 20 minutes for Taco Bell. And now we got, like, right before I left, literally like a couple months before I left to move up here, we got a Wendy's, and I was stoked for that. We got a Wendy's. But yeah, we got, like, there's now a Publix there, because again, Publix, you also have to drive like 20-30 minutes to get to the closest Publix. We got a Publix in my hometown now, which is huge. All the old people love it. Is the homeless population openly using fent? Welcome, dude. Welcome, brother. We've been out. Seattle was ahead of the curve as far as they go. Where I'm at. That's the thing. where I'm at, we've got like the light rail, and it's expanding up north because I'm up north of Seattle, and with it, it brings more of the homeless fentanyl users. So there's more people just like in my general area. You'll just see people freaking fent folding out there. You'll just see someone just like, it's like, all right, brother, have a good one. You don't know what Publix is? Yeah, if you haven't been to the Southeast, you don't know what Publix is. Publix is like, it's a grocery store that is known for having one of like the best grocery store like subs because their deli's lit, and it's spelled with an X, not with a CS. This freaking guy. How big was your hometown? Let's see what the population is currently. Uh, 1,900, 1,976 people as of the 2022 census. So under 2,000 people. That's what I'm saying. Getting a Taco Bell there is pretty cool, dude. It's pretty cool. Thanks, Liban. Appreciate it. But yeah, we got more homeless people doing their drugs out here now because of the light rail. It brings them up here. They just get on there. They just freaking like in another world. They don't know what's going on, and they get off at some random stop. And now they're all around here. It's like sick. Cross street from a light rail, so very high rate of tweakers. Yeah, that's what Logan's not in here anymore, but when he came here for Emerald City Comic Con, we took the light rail down to when we went to the convention because parking in Seattle's aged, so we just took the light rail down, and we would get off at the one across from what it's nicknamed the Murder McDonald's because that's where a lot of people get stabbed because there's a McDonald's that the inside is not open. They have it barricaded like it's freaking like post-apocalypse, like zombie style. Like they have those McDonald's workers better be getting paid because they better be getting paid good because they have it like all boarded up and everything. And to order at the McDonald's, like you have to go to like the door and someone will like meet you at the door. But there's just a whole row of homeless people out there. And we walked by it. We went down like because I was showing Logan like the touristy stuff. And then when we came back, there was like someone just like face down on the floor in an ambulance. A bunch of people like scattered. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if someone overdosed or someone got stabbed. Yeah, Donovan saw the Murder McDonald's. But yeah, there was like, it's hilarious because like, oh, that's the Murder McDonald's. Logan laughed. And then when we came back, there was literally like someone was dying outside of the Murder McDonald's. It was like, oh, or they call it McStabbies as well. It's got a couple of nicknames. That's where the last big story, it happened like early this year. Just two dudes, like a gay couple, were walking outside there, didn't do nothing. Some like homeless dude stabbed one of them, like kicked their dog, punched the other, and I think like ran off. And that's just they didn't do anything to provoke the guy. Nothing like they didn't know each other. Dude just randomly decided to like kick their dog, stab one of them, like punch the other dude, and then just like took off. It's like nice. All the homeless stuff's crazy. Oh yeah, I could talk about my homeless story now, cause that case is over with. I can talk about that now. So March of last year, the girl I was going out with at the time, we were in her car, so she was driving. We were driving back to my car. We had just finished bowling, and we were going back to my car, and we saw like 6 cop cars come flying past us. This was late at night. It was like past 10, so it wasn't super late, but it was late. And we were like, oh, I wonder where they're going. We found out a few minutes later. We go, and then just out of nowhere, a truck comes and hits the back of us, and like scrapes the side of the car as well, and then flips over, just fully flips over this pickup truck. A dude who's shirtless, like half naked, gets out, sprints to the left, out of a car crash that he should not be able to get out of, but we found out later he was high on meth. Sprints to the left. The girl I was with pulls over to the right. She's freaking out, screaming. She puts the car in park. When you put the car in park, it automatically unlocks the doors. The guy, when he sprinted left, we didn't know at the time, but we found out later through the police report that he went to a bunch of parked cars and tried to like get in them and tried to carjack other cars, couldn't. He sprinted back to where we were, opens up the car door on her side, driver's side, slams into her to try to move her over so he can try to take the car. I start punching him, and then the cops come in, and they drag him out and tase him. And I can talk about that now because before I probably could have talked about it, but I didn't want to risk it because it was like going to court, but now he just pleaded guilty, so I can talk about it. But yeah, that's how I punched a homeless guy that tried to carjack the girl that I was dating's car. So interesting. That's that's life in Seattle. And he was high on, like, I think they said it was a meth from the police report. But that was interesting. And that was that moment felt surreal going through all that. It was nuts. This was also like our like fourth date or something, third or fourth date, so it was very early on. So for that to happen was like crazy. Yeah, that's what I referred to in the thing. But yeah, shout out those cops for tasing him. That was sick. And also, he had priors. This guy had done this before, we found out. This guy had run into a bunch of cop cars and like caused mayhem before. So this wasn't the first time this guy had done this either. But also, we learned that prior to this, what started all this spree of this guy going crazy, he was couch surfing. So he was homeless, he was couch surfing. He was on like his girlfriend or like a lady friend's like couch sleeping. They had an argument. Neighbors at the apartment complex said they heard like a gun cock and they heard yelling, so they called the cops. They went after him. He like sprinted out of there, ended up like taking some dude's truck from like a Walmart parking lot or something, and that's the truck that he then flipped over when he hit us. So yeah, this guy was just having himself a night, was just like high on meth, stole a car after arguing with a girl, possibly armed. I never found out if he actually was armed or not, because we found out in that police report that they said they heard a gun cocking. So yeah, got my electric bike stolen while I was at work. Had my Brainiac personally though. Damn. Yeah, that's the only interaction I've had. As far as my sister talked about how she got chased by a crazy homeless lady once when she got off the light rail. Like some crazy homeless lady like came at her and she just ran. So yeah, but that was my only like crazy interaction I've had. You know, you have like the normal stuff of like homeless people just saying like insane things. But I've never actually like had any encounters other than that. That was the first and only time I've had. But ever since then, I have got myself prepared if that happens again. So if that happens again, I am not resorting to fists. America. What am I looking for? But yeah, that was hi Jimmy. Did you just wake up from a nap or something? Where you been? You been napping? This also is when I was watching the Quiet Place movie, there's a cat that's prominently in it. And I was thinking about how dead I would be if Jimmy was in the Quiet Place with me, because he meows a lot. I'd be dead so fast. Alright. Yes, 9mm. I got 2 9mm, which I don't know how YouTube is about that, so I'm not going to show them on stream because I don't know how I know YouTube's iffy on gun stuff. But I got a Glock 43, which is what my summer carry, and then I have a what's it called? Why am I blanking? Oh, an HK P30L, which is I got that specifically because that's the gun that in John Wick 1, when he goes in the basement and breaks open his gun case, one of the guns he has is an HK P30L. And I was like, that gun's so sick. Yes, Jimmy talks all the time. He just walks around for no reason going, meow, meow. He talks all the time. He likes to talk a lot. He's not right now. He just did a second ago. But yeah, he likes to talk. But yeah, after that incident, I got my concealed pistol license because I was like, I don't want to ever be in a fair fight with a homeless person, like a homeless crazy person again. Like, I want it to be completely unfair in my favor if anything ever happens again. Because, like, yeah. Go to Springfield. Nice. Washington has the freaking gayest gun laws, though. Granted, you're in California. Yours is probably pretty bad too, but we have you can't have anything over 10-round mag, which is so stupid. It's so stupid. I hate that so much. Like it was also the Supreme Court ruled it unconstitutional, but Washington still keeps it, which annoys the crap out of me. But that's Washington. And double lock feature. That's the thing that's annoying about Glocks is the fact there's no safeties in them, which I think is dumb. Cali does as well. Yeah, it's. I hate it. But yeah, like because I grew up shooting in Florida and like around guns and all that, but I never got any guns or anything, like, because the guns are cool and all, but they're expensive, and I was like never felt the need. And then this whole incident happened. I was like, okay, I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to throw hands with a homeless crackhead again. I'm good. Can't have more than 10. It's so stupid. I hate. I wish there's like places here where you can legally like shoot in the woods. And I want to find one of those spots, like where you get like county property where you can legally go and shoot. Because like going to the range is fun, but it's expensive, and like they won't let you shoot certain calibers, and there's a lot of like. And also, just shooting paper isn't quite as fun as like where I grew up in Florida, again, middle of nowhere. Like there were spots where we'd know to go to shoot, and like you could take like, you'd get like those crappy like Dollar Tree soda bottles and like 2 liters and just go shooting those, and that was so much fun. Compared to like shooting like a piece of paper that's in the same spot for like an hour. That'd be fun. Jimmy, you got eye boogies, Jimmy. Next gun I want to get either a, I've been looking at mine as well, just turned 21, nice. Also something that was weird though, when I got my concealed pistol license, I don't know how it is in California. In Washington, I legit, like, I got fingerprinted, and I just had to, like, fill out a form, and that was it. My dad, he has his concealed pistol license. He got forever ago in Florida. He had to go through, like, a whole class. I thought in Washington they would, like, make you go through. No. I was like, wow, you guys are, like, the, you know, like, whereas very liberal state, like, very hard on gun laws and stuff. I was like, I'm probably going to have to take class. No, they're just like, yeah, with fingerprint, you take a form, that's it. Now you have your license. Like, okay. Because I thought the class was, like, a good idea. Like, if you're going to be carrying a gun, you should, like... We're going to make sure you know at least a few things about it. And that's what they did in Florida. I don't know if it's changed since then in Florida, because my dad got his forever ago. But I know when my dad got his, I remember he had to go to like a class before he could get his. So I thought that was weird when I got mine out here, and I just like signed some papers and got fingerprinted. And that was it. I was like, okay, interesting. Because it has fines on the grip you have to have unless you built it yourself. That's so stupid. That's something that I was looking at getting a threaded barrel for my Glock, so I could put like a compensator on it, and they were like, "Oh, you can buy a threaded barrel, you can have the threaded barrel, but the second you put it on your gun, it's a felony, and that's like an assault weapon now." I was like, "What?" Because I was looking at that because I was thinking about it. I was like, "Oh, it'd be cool to have like a little compensator on my Glock." It's hard to get a CCW in Cali. How does it work in Cali? Because here in Washington, it was like incredibly easy, which I was surprised. Because again, I thought with how our gun laws and everything, I thought in Washington it'd be very hard. But it legit, I went down to the police department. I filled out some things. It was like a multi-part process because you can't just like walk in, you get it same day. It was like over the course of like a couple weeks or like a month. Because like there's like, they have to clear you on like a background check and all that. But yeah. It was a lot easier than I thought it'd be. It just took some time. And same thing like because I bought my pistols from Gun Broker, which is like an online gun thing. They send it to a gun shop, and then at the gun shop they have to hold it for like a couple weeks before you're able to get it. So every time you get a new pistol, it's always like, I gotta wait, because they have those like holding times. But we recently we went to the range a couple weeks ago. Ian's got a 44 Magnum. Oh my goodness, is that thing fun to shoot? That thing is so much fun to shoot. It was. What's the background music? It's from the Relaxed Movement YouTube channel. It's called 12 Hours of Copy-Free Music because Lakey Inspired gets copyrighted now, so I can't play that anymore. You have to take a class and a psychology exam? Psychological exam? Dang. It's annoying. YouTube has this like heart in the bottom right that covers up half of like every new chat that comes up, and it's annoying. A psychological exam. How does? Interesting. I honestly think the class is probably a good idea. Psychological exam. I don't know. I don't know how that. Interesting. Interesting. But yeah, we shot the 44 Magnum, and that thing was got some. But man, guns are another thing that's like, as you can see by everything around me, like comics, 4Ks. I like to collect things. Guns are something you can spend so much money so easily. I get emails from gun brokers like, this gun's on sale, blah blah. It's like, no, I don't need to spend money on this right now. Also, ammo's so expensive. Gotta pay for ammo, gotta pay for the range, got everything. It's fun though. What was I going to do next on here? Alright, Deathstroke should be over there with the Deathstroke comics. I don't know why that's over here. This is a lot of Star Wars comics. But yeah, I've tried a couple different holsters and like belts and stuff, and I've got. So I'll take the gun out so it doesn't show on stream. But this is what I use. It's a tier 1. I think it's just the tier 1 concealed. This sort of like Glock 43 holster, and it's real nice. It's comfortable. It fits well. And then I got like some type of belt that I like better than using like an actual belt. This just kind of goes around my torso, makes it easy to conceal. It's nice. Cause like some are not so comfortable. You also need to do an in-person interview, training, range qualifications, and fees. That's another thing. They get you all the freaking fees. Dang, yeah, California, you have to do a lot. See, I thought it was going to be something like that out here, but it wasn't. I was surprised. I was surprised how easy it was to get my concealed carry pistol license, is what they call it here. My concealed pistol license. Dang, so you have to do a lot, Callie. Which, I mean, I probably would have guessed. Are you going to try to pursue that ever? Alright, kneel before Zod. This can go, but my Superman one's stuffed. So I guess I could put Zod somewhere else. But where do I want to put Zod? I have more Superman stuff. There's a lot. Justice League. What's in this? This one's backwards. What's in this box? What's in the bear? Flash? Okay, this is like Elseworld stuff. Future State. Oh man, remember Future State? Yeah, this is all Elseworld stuff. This is Deceased. Old Man Hawkeye. Dang, I got a lot. What up, Caden? Jimmy got X-Men. Yeah, Jimmy is wondering why I have all my long and short boxes in here. See anything you like, bud? Huh? Huh? He sheds so much. Just literally, like, you just touch him and fur comes off. Oh my goodness, dude. How? Alright, watch out. Alright, what do I have any? What was I trying to organize next? Alright, let's try to get the. Let's try to get the maybe the ghost machine stuff organized. Does have a hunting knife and switchblade in my car? Sometimes that's all you need. Although, man, stabbing someone would be rough. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, is this all my ghost machine stuff? I think I have ghost machine stuff in one of these boxes, though, as well. But I don't know where. That's the problem with being unorganized on all of this crap. See, it's only been a car needs to. Alright, let's put Geiger. Where did I put the freaking Jimmy? Where's the Sharpie? Where'd I put the Sharpie, Jimmy? I put the Sharpie somewhere. Okay. I put the Sharpie somewhere around here. And I just lost it. Oh, there it is. It was behind Jimmy. Okay. Self-defense situation. Alright. Has anyone been reading the Ghost Machine stuff? Any of you guys read any of the Ghost Machine? Geiger, Rook, Redcoat, any of that? So I have been thoroughly enjoying all of it. It's pretty cool. It's all very unique, too. I need to get Ian to read Geiger, because he had an idea similar to Geiger, like, years ago. Similar in terms of it's like a post-apocalyptic thing where a guy that had cancer kind of gets superpowers. Ian had that idea, like, years ago for, like, a book. And then when I told him about Geiger, he's like, that was my idea. It's like, yeah, I know. Redcoat's really interesting. Redcoat's probably the weakest of the three to me, but I still like Redcoat. Redcoat's about like an immortal freaking like random redcoat from the Revolutionary War. And he's just going through time and he's getting hunted by like, cause like the founding fathers used like weird dark magic to kind of win the Revolutionary War, and he somehow got tied in the middle of it on accident. What's your favorite animated series of all time? Avatar: Last Airbender. I just rewatched Avatar: Last Airbender. It's really good. Yeah, Junkyard Joe's great. And Junkyard Joe's coming back to Geiger. But yeah, I just rewatched Last Airbender and it's still so good. I didn't watch any of the Netflix live action stuff because it looks so bad. Yeah, Ian's gonna be suing Jeff Johns for copying something that he never even put out to the public. But he had the idea. Was it Geiger? That's what I'm doing. Geiger. Alright, we got Geiger. I have Geiger, in, like the other Geiger stuff, in one of these boxes. I just gotta find where it is. Cause I don't know. Yeah, Redcoat and Rook's Exodus are really good. Rook Exodus is like the world building has been really cool so far, and it looks great because it's Jason Fabok. And Redcoat's been good, but I will say it's the weakest of all of them. We're gonna have some Tomasi books coming out soon, but the Tomasi ones are kind of like family-friendly, all ages type books, so I don't know how those will be. They may not be for me, you know, my cup of tea, but who knows? Yeah, Geiger and Junkyard Joe are amazing, and I like the continuation of Geiger right now. I think Geiger's been pretty good. All right, which one of these has Geiger? I don't think you have Geiger. Do you have a Geiger? You do not have Geiger. Do you have Geiger? You have Star Wars. Any Geiger in here? No Geiger in there. Ugh. Does this have Geiger? Avengers, Punisher. No Geiger. This one's got to be it. This one's got to be the Geiger. Gunslingers. But yes, Geiger. There we go. Yep. All right. Yep. This has a Geiger. So let me put ground 0 in there. Boom. Boom, we got Geiger. When's the last time you went back to Florida? Next year will be the first time I've been back to Florida. I haven't been back there since I moved in 2017. But next year, Mike's getting married. So I'm going to be going to his wedding. And that's going to be taking place back there. So that'll be my first time back to Florida. So it'll be interesting. I saw my dad last year, though, for the first time since I moved back. Because we did like a family reunion, just immediate family. Not like everyone else, just my immediate family in Texas last year. Which was the first time I had seen everyone, other than, you know, my Ian and Rye who live out here. That was in San Antonio. We just met up in San Antonio because all of us are on different. We're in Florida, Pennsylvania, and Washington, so we all just met in Texas because why not? But yeah, that'll be my first time. That'll be the first time seeing my old house. Ian's been back a couple times since then. He said like my dad turned like my old room into a man cave. It's like he's a big Alabama college football fan, and so I think it's just like all Alabama themed now. That whole room is just like an Alabama man cave. So my old room where I used to make videos. So that'll be interesting. I'll see that for the first time. Most excited part though will be the best barbecue ribs I've ever had in my life are in Gainesville, Florida, in a place called Adam's Rib. Oh my goodness, that's what I'm most excited about. Because Washington has a lot of good food. Barbecue's not one of the food that Washington has, though. We do not. Good Korean barbecue, not good American barbecue. So I'm excited about that. And if James wasn't whipped, I'd be happy to see James, but it'll be good to see Mike, though. That'll be the first time I've seen Mike since the Hawaii trip in 2021. That'll be fun. Alright, we got Gideon Falls in here. Junkyard Joe. Hope it's still there. Yeah, it's the barbecue place is still there. They've got a couple locations now too. I think they added like another location or two, which is cool. I hope it tastes as good as I remember. 'Cause that place was so good. Yeah, Jeff Johns is killing it on the Ghost Machine stuff. Let's do. What am I doing next? Let's do Junkyard Joe. So my favorite place, the 8 have disappeared out. Yeah, dude, COVID killed a lot of there's a Philly cheesesteak place out here that I really like that like just disappeared. I remember going to their I remember looking like seeing it was closed and like going to their Facebook to see if there's actually nope, gone. There's a cool root beer shop that like closed up. COVID killed a lot of really good like restaurants. It's sad. Like a lot of my places I really liked out here, just COVID wrecked them. Which is just sad. Blood Tree. This is what I was looking for. This is where Blood Tree was. What issue of Blood Tree did I have float? Issue 5. That's the issue that I had floating around. That I, for some reason, I never put in with the others. How's the new Quiet Place, by the way? It was alright. I love the first Quiet Place. I think the first one's great. I think the second one's mid, and I think this new one was kind of mid. But, yeah, it was okay. It wasn't like terrible or anything, but we're looking for a movie to see this week. We can go see Horizon. Horizon's great. how much I made for tips when I worked at pizza place. I was inside, so I generally didn't make a whole lot of tips. But how I would make more tips is because I was the manager, so it was my job to like to like disperse the tips. And I only did it if people asked. If someone asked, like, hey, are we getting tipped out? I would tip everyone out. If no one asked, I wouldn't do it because I would be there for 8 hours and people who would be there for 3 hours would be like, can I get tipped out? So, yeah, I was like, so if you asked, I would honor it. I would tip you out and I would like divvy up all the tips to everyone. But if no one asked, I wasn't going to do it out of like my own freaking selflessness. Cause like I'm here for like 8, 9 hours. You're here for 3 hours and you want part of the tips that you weren't even here for. But, not that much. I didn't make a whole lot, but I'd sometimes make decent. But, delivery drivers made really good money on tips. Like our delivery drivers that work good hours, I can't really give you a number. I can't remember. But I remember our drivers, especially because our drivers a lot wouldn't report the tips at the end of the night so they wouldn't get taxed on them. Because it's like, you know, they're getting tipped. Why should they get taxed on it? They're not making a whole lot of money anyways. But yeah, I made okay on in-store tips. But that was how I mainly made was not tipping everyone else unless they asked. Cause it's like I'm here for much longer than you. What? What's Horizon about? Horizon is about a lot of things because there's a lot of big branching storylines. It's mainly about people surviving back in the Old West when they were trying to expand west. It's during like the Civil War, and it's where like, you know, the West was kind of separate because we hadn't like colonized the West yet. Like the West was still wild. You know, you still had like the Plains tribes out there. And it's about the expansion, the settlers going west and like claiming land and like doing all that. And what comes with that, because a big part of that period of history was they'd be like, hey, they'd put out flyers and all these things, like, hey, there's free land out west. There, you can have so much land. It's sick. I'd be like, all right. They didn't tell you there were people that were already living there for like thousands of years that aren't the nicest of neighbors. They might come and kill and rape your entire family and burn you alive. And it's like they didn't know about that. They just thought there was cool land out there. So that's like the overarching thing is like it's about like the expansion out west, but there's a lot of interpersonal stuff, and Horizon's really good. I liked Horizon a lot. Some people may not like it because there's a lot going on. It's 3 hours and there's a lot in that movie, but I personally really enjoyed it. I like westerns though. Do you think Gunn is cheeky enough? Do you think Gunn is cheeky enough to make the electric blue Superman set his default? Not in the first movie, no. I don't think it'll be his default. I think that'll be something that maybe later on. I could see him doing it later on or doing like a nod to it or something, but no. Not for like the start. But yeah, Horizon, if you're looking for a movie to see this weekend, go see Horizon. No one else is. It's good. Kevin Costner funded it himself. Because no one funds westerns anymore. It's a dead genre. Makes me sad, but it's a great genre. Okay, I got red coats. I got Rook. We'll just do Rook. We ain't doing Rook Exodus. We'll just do Rook. Man, my handwriting is so bad. It's so... I haven't actually had to like physically write anything in a while, and when I do, I'm reminded about how bad my handwriting is. Like power-wise. No, I don't think power-wise will get it either. I wouldn't bet. What am I doing next? I'm doing red coat. Alright. Is that not a white savior type deal, or am I thinking something else? Talking about Horizon? Horizon ain't white savior, no, not at all. Is that what you're talking about? Or did I... Or are we talking about something different in the middle of all that? Because Horizon ain't about that at all. The interesting thing about how Horizon does everything... Let me switch to my...
Back to the better mic. Interesting about how like Horizon does everything. Is that Horizon ain't really like a perspective of like here's the good guys, here's the bad guys. There's only kind of like one really outright bad person in the middle. It's kind of like there's just a lot going on, and there's a lot of like here. Oh my goodness, my headset has a thing where I can like hear myself with the microphone. It was weird when I unplugged it. Horizon is just like here's a lot of things going on. Here's the perspective of the different people. There's not really a white savior trope in it now. There's not really any like here's like the great white hope going to like conquer the savages or anything like that. And yeah, there's only like really one group that's kind of like the bad guys, and that's like a white family. And those are like the only kind of bad guys. But yeah, Horizon's really good. See you, Donovan. And yeah, I think I'm gonna about to end the stream here. We've been live for 3 hours. I got a teeny bit done on organizing my comics. I need to stop being lazy, because I let comics stack up and I don't put them back in the long boxes. But now that I got the dividers to actually like categorize them, it'll be a lot easier, so I can actually put them where they need to go. Because I've been super lazy, and then it results in this mix. Good luck, wage cook. F. All right, but yeah, what are the here? Let me go through my. What's my pull list right now? I can't show my DC pull list because I don't have one because I have to pre-order every time. What's on my so for my non-DC stuff? What am I reading currently? Captain America, Geiger, Gunslinger Spawn, which I'm behind on. Incredible Hulk, Red Coat, Rook Exodus, and that's it. Dang, I'm not reading. So I'm reading 2 Marvel books right now: Incredible Hulk and Captain America, and that's it. And then DC, I'm reading Green Lantern, Green Arrow, Green Lantern War Journal, Superman. I'm dropping Action Comics because Gail Simone's getting on it. Gail Simone is one of those people that used to be able to write good comics and can't anymore. I'm not gonna read Gail Simone action. I think I might check out the first issue, see how it is, give it a fair shake. But I'm probably not going to read it after that because Gail Simone on Superman in 2024 is not something that excites me at all. Like, I don't know, that doesn't excite me whatsoever. I don't know if there's anything else I'm gonna pick up. The Ghost Machine stuff is mainly what I'm happy about right now. Ghost Machine's like really exciting. It's like consistent, good quality comics, like month to month. I really like what's going on with Geiger. Yeah, Jason Aaron was just there for like a 2-issue arc, and that was it. He was there for a 2-issue arc, a good little Bizarro arc, and that's it. I don't know how long his Batman series is going to be. His Batman series is like 4 issues in it. It's pretty good. The Batman Offworld? Batman Offworld's actually really good. Shark got set on by Gilson. Oh yeah, he had beef with Gilson. Forgot about that. Yeah, she's writing Action Comics now. It makes me feel like because Philip Kennedy Johnson has like what is universally known as one of the best runs on Action Comics in like past 2 decades. And they pulled him off and they put Jason Aaron on it for like a little tiny Bizarro arc, which I liked. It was a good arc. And then now they're putting Gail Simone on it. And Josh Williamson took over for a little bit because he's doing House of Brainiac, so it consumed both titles because he's writing Superman as well. Superman's been pretty solid. There are still some things I don't like that Williamson's doing with it. I hate the making Lex Luthor a good guy. Lex doesn't need to be a good guy. I don't know why, like I hate this. Just make him a bad guy. We don't need a good Lex Luthor. They also introduced Lex Luthor's mom, and they did a lot of dumb stuff with that. He did some stupid stuff with, he also brought back Lena Luthor, Lex Luthor's daughter. I didn't care for that. I don't care for the Lex family stuff. He introduced 2 new villains, Farm and Graft, that were really dumb. But outside of all that, he does a generally a good job of Superman. I like what he does with Clark and Lois. I think they're done pretty well. Superman as a character is handled well. But yeah, Superman, and he's staying on Superman. he did a post on Substack, Joshua Williamson, where he talked about how he's leaving a bunch of books like Green Arrow and a few others, but he's staying on Superman. So he's going to be staying on Superman. He's going to be doing a new G.I. Joe book. So we don't need it. Zack Snyder would agree. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Snyder. Hearing Snyder, did you guys listen to the, I think I talked about a little bit in my Discord when he was on the Rogan podcast? Dude. Zack Snyder. There's not a lot going on up here with when it comes to Zack Snyder, dude. There's not a lot. Is DC rebooting after Absolute Power? I haven't heard anything about them rebooting. I don't think so. I don't believe they've announced who's taking over Green Arrow. No. I know in his initial post he didn't say. He just said a new creative team. But he didn't say who. Hopefully it's someone good. Of course, Judd Winnick, I wish. But he does like kids books. He doesn't like do comics anymore. He like writes children's books. Are you going to get the Jeff Johns Superman omnibus? The, what's it called? The Absolute Edition? Yes, I'm definitely. It just came out. I didn't get it because it's $150 and I'm going to wait because, generally speaking, they go down pretty fast in price. So it's like, I already have all those comics. It's like, I can wait. But I love that format. That's one of my favorite things that DC does is the Absolute Editions, where it's gigantic. I love that. Especially for, like, Gary Frank art. It looks so cool. And also, for people that haven't read Jeff Johns' Superman run, getting that Absolute Edition is sick. For your first time to be reading it in that format is really cool. Rebel Moon looks like the worst thing of all time. I have not watched either part of Rebel Moon. Well, every clip I see of it, like, he lost everything, even what he was good at. Because before it was like, you know, Snyder, as long as you don't let him in the writer's room, he's pretty decent as a director. But now, even, like, the visual stuff, it looks bad. It looks bad. And I was a Snyder defender for a while, because I like 300, I like Watchmen, I like Man of Steel. Even his Justice League, his cut of Justice League wasn't bad. But Batman v Superman was... in his ideas for the future of the DC universe. Oh my goodness. Don't let him near the writer's room. Yeah, the director's cut. Yeah, him and, if you guys listen to that podcast, him and Rogan were talking about, there's like a comic series in the 90s or something called like Heavy Metal, which was all just like violence and sex and that's it. And Snyder was like, yeah, that's what I wanted to make Rebel Moon, was like that. I was like, okay. So that sounds just about right. Thoughts on Nicholas Hoult being Lex Luthor? I'm happy we have a Lex that isn't ancient. I think he'll do a good job. I like Hoult. I'm excited to see. We'll see how Gunn writes him though. I think Holt's I think he's a good choice. His own cinematography. Yeah, it looks bad. Everything from Rebel Moon. It looks rough. But that's Snyder. All because his fans gassed him up with Batman v Superman. That's what began his downfall. When he was just a director, when he wasn't so much as an I'm like the greatest storyteller of our time. But Batman v Superman happens, everyone's like, yo. Not everyone, I mean his fans, his like super cult fans were like, this is genius. Everything about this is the most genius thing. And that ruined Snyder. And it makes me very sad. Army of the Dead, was it? Oh, was Army of the Dead, was that his Netflix exclusive? I never saw that. The one where the depth of field was always weird. Like every clip I've seen of that, the depth of field is so odd. Yeah, I never watched that movie. I forgot that movie existed. See ya, thanks for stopping by, man. Yes, I've seen the Clark Kent photos of Corn Sweat. I think it looks good. Like I said, people are making fun of him for the Gen Z perm, but I like it. I think it looks good. I'm glad he looks different than Superman. Oh, the chick from Fallout is in that movie. They're from the Fallout show. Oh yeah, I heard something about 300 prequel series. I rewatched 300 last year. It's still great. I still really like 300. It's a fun movie. But yeah, I think that's probably about it. I'm gonna try to work on some videos, get some actual like substantive videos out there when I have time. I just gotta focus, and I can get some videos out. I haven't posted in a long time before that Superman video, but I'm gonna try to actually consistently get some stuff out. I don't know about streams. Streams are, you know, whenever I have stuff to talk about. But this was fun. Thank you to everyone who showed up. Went for a little over 3 hours. Enjoyed it. Thank you guys for showing up, and hope everyone has a good rest of their weekend. And I will see you all later. Goodbye.